All right, and I am live. Let me make sure this sucker is working okay. It appears to be. Okay, there we go. I think I'm take a minute to go out the other side. Check the volume. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I think we're good to go. Hello, Joe. How are you? Good evening to you. Good evening, Vicky. How are you doing, sweetheart? Yeah, Missy Jenn, she's all bedded down for the night. I'm going to get into the particulars of today. Let me just arrange a few more things to make sure Streamlabs is working okay. It has been a very long and a very hectic day filled with a lot of traffic, a very early morning. How you doing, Matt and Eric? Matt and Eric, excellent work on your cargo rescue at sea. And I'm going to start pushing your channel because I think that there's not many people that have the experience of being on working on cargo ships. I sure will, Lissy. Vicky, how you doing, Nocturnal? Sandy, nice to see you. And my girl Vanessa, how are you? My girl Vanessa over in the UK there. Next time you stay, contact me and I'll buy you breakfast. Okay, it's a deal, Diane. Nice bunko today you had. Missy Jen's doing okay. It was, it's one of those days. It's happy and yet it's sad at the same time, and I'll get into that. We had a trade offer today, a nice class for our Escalade. Okay, nice, nice. How you doing, Bluebird? Miguel, how are you? Hello, Joe Smith. Good evening to you. Nice to see you this evening. Valerie Looney in here. Oh, thank you. Yeah, she's down for the night, Class C. Good for you, Matt and Eric. More adventures ahead for your crew down there. First of all, I want to really thank everybody that text messaged today, made comments on videos this morning. What did I say? Let me see. I don't even know if I put a title in this. Let me add a title here. Let's see, Missy Jenn, fire threats and stuff. How about that? What do we call this? The night shift? Yeah. I should have put this in here. I don't know why I didn't title that in there. I think that should hold. That should stick okay in there. And I don't know if there's a save on there. There we go. Let's hope that that stuck okay. Good evening, God of Destruction. Yes, Santa Clarita was a very nice Spirit's Heart. Thank you for your wonderful message. Let's see. Anyway, Amy's Life Journey. Nice to see you. Glinda Wilson. Nice to see you. Prepping. How are you? Anybody else? Charlie Lynn. How are you? Nice to see you this evening, sweetheart, in the great state of Texas. Well, take your time on that. Take your time. I don't know if that's the real Elvis or not in here. So, well, we're going to get into that. I got the fire threats and everything else coming up. As I was talking about on my morning today. Hey, Kathy Rebuilds, how are you? Nice to see you. Catcher on the rye bread. Hey, Bella Rose, up late there in Buffalo, honey. Aren't you? Yeah, it's me. Okay, there's Marshall in the side chat. 2 years ago tonight, we were coming back from Lake Tahoe, as I said in the morning video, and our lives were changed forever here in Santa Rosa. And I had some people comment, oh, that fire was nothing compared to the Chicago fire or the post-1906 San Francisco earthquake. But people don't really listen. They hear what they want to hear in a video. They don't hear what's actually said in the commentary. And what I said in the commentary, it was the largest up to that time until the destruction of Paradise, California. It was the largest wildfire that ever got into a major city. As I recall, the Great Chicago Fire was started by Mrs. O'Leary's cow kicking over a lantern in Chicago, not a wildfire, okay? And as I recall, the 1906 San Andreas earthquake, 8 point something on the Richter scale, broke all the water mains, broke the gas mains in the city of San Francisco, and yes, the fire was much more destructive. Was it a wildfire? No, it was not. So very sad. And it forever, they're trying to build fire-resistant houses, but you know what, Joe Camus? You're never going to see them get insurance that live on those that live on those hills, and that's the reality of it. Would you underwrite that risk? We got basically a fire in Santa Rosa that bankrupted the largest geographical area utility in the United States, Pacific Gas and Electric. Okay. And, the Paradise Fire on top of that a year later just put the nail in the coffin for that. And they've been struggling ever since to recover because they're liable. The fire here cost about $8 billion worth of damage. They don't have the insurance, and altogether with claims and, pain and suffering, there's something on the order of $30 billion of claims between. Hey, how you doing, Uber? Something on the order of $30 billion worth of claims that no company had $11 billion worth of insurance, so they're two-thirds short. Ironically, tonight and starting tomorrow at 5 a.m. in the morning on the second anniversary exactly of the Great Fire, we're going to probably have a power down here that'll last maybe on the order of 2 days. Maybe we're on the side of 101 that's not affected. I don't know yet. But we have another high wind event coming in for the next, starting about 5 a.m. And they can't afford to take chances this time. So they would rather cut the power to 800,000 people or whatever and suffer the consequence of a few pissed off people, as opposed to losing 6,000 homes in 6 hours and the entire city of Paradise. Nice to see you, Kenny. Uber said, my brother-in-law was down in Santa Rosa, helped cleaning up. Yeah, at one time, half of every piece of fire apparatus in the state of California was here. It was incredible, and I was unlucky, or maybe not, to be able to be one of the first people to rush on the scene with a camera before the National Guard and something like 50 police agencies came down and put the city on lockdown and curfew on that. Yeah, 66,000 in Sonoma County. What do we do with frozen goods? I do have a 2,000 watt Power Mate generator that I can swing into action for the refrigerator. So we may be on the right side of 101. We're down in the flat area. It's up in the hills it's mainly affected. That's where the risk is highest. Hello, Hot Frog. Yeah, she's resting, and I'm going to get to that in 1 second. So isn't it ironic, 2 years to the day? We were just getting back 2 years ago from Lake Tahoe and a wonderful visit. I did a lot of cinematic video up there and things, and came home through a windstorm in the Central Valley, and I had an eerie feeling in my gut. I had a feeling in my gut that something unusual was going to happen. And all it takes is a down power line, because it does not rain. It does not rain for months. No answer from pisses me off. I'm not sure what that means, Joe Smith. So, does anyone know if the new BS250 is worth? I'm not sure. What is that? Stay safe. Yeah, well, we'll be fine here, I think. Yeah, I don't want to talk about. I had no involvement in that at all. I'm too busy in real life. So the update, how you doing, Mouse Toes? I don't got time for bullshit, okay? Goofy games on YouTube and all this kind of crap. And I'll tell you why in a little bit. But I do want to give the update on Missy Jenn. It went well. This is her third year. That's procedure. It was a little touch and go in the beginning. They used to administer the Benadryl in a pill form, and now they put it into a solution. And she started to have a bit of an adverse reaction to the infused Benadryl, and I didn't know if she started to get an incredible amount of pain. I'll have a video tomorrow. It's mostly set to music, which is fine. As you guys know, music and the proper scenes of a video can tell a story more powerfully than words do. and but luckily she pulled through that. They gave her a little bit of a painkiller, and she got through that. Okay, so we got home. I got her something to eat at Denny's, and she is down for the night and zonked out. Our day began at 4:30 a.m. and we had traffic going down and then coming home. But she did very well. I was able to capture some of the video there, and I'm very happy about that. I also did. Some people said, "Well, where did this Green Mile, the final mile, come from?" Missy, Jenn, and I have a tradition. We usually get down there about daybreak or a little before in San Francisco, and typically we have an hour or so to kill, an hour and a half until we have to go into the infusion center. So we have this tradition. This Mount Zion Hospital has this weird area behind it. It's like a 1920s area, and it looks so much like a prison, like the final mile in the movie. It has the stripes on the asphalt. It has a green light that's on that casts the most hellish glow in there. And 3 years ago, we started every fall when we go down to make this little series called the Green Mile. So this was the third version of that, and I had to be a little more creative this time because some of the buildings and gates were locked, so we had to I had to run around the other side. No, that wasn't good. Run back around the building. We got to do another take, go back around the other side. Yes, I can, Carlos. You just got to remind me. I've been awful. I saw the actual Green Mile. Yes, I did. And I think people really enjoy the cinematic aspect of just a little bit of on the fly. It took about an hour to put together, big deal, but a little bit of on the fly cinematography down there just to show people what you can do with a cell phone. So, yeah, I will, Carlos. Please just give me a chance to. How you doing, Robert Wilbur? Hipster, how you doing? How you doing? Yeah, Carlos, you'll have to use some of your other 400 accounts before I get in there. Hey, McFly, thank you, Tom Finland. Thank you. Thank you, Run for More. If you haven't seen it, check it out. Always nice to see hipster heaven. He's outside somewhere, Shadrach, and people have been screenshotting. You've been dropping my name and stuff. I don't really care. It's not bothering me. Hey, Four Scores, how are you? Thank you very much, Uber Goober. I didn't want anybody to get the idea because, one of my wonderful friends messaged me. It's like, oh my God, this is so sad. It's like, is this like the end or something like that? And I'm like, no, this is, you don't know Missy Jenn. She's a real diva, okay? She loves a chance to do a little acting in videos and things. So she rose to the occasion, and it's a lot of fun. So she's doing good. She's hey Missy, how you doing? She's doing well, and I'm very happy to report that she's bedded down for a night. I'll tell you what, Brandon, I'm going to be honest with you. I haven't had my feet have hardly hit the ground since I got back. Okay, to do this, to do what, Joe Smith? What happened? What happened? I guess I missed something today. How you doing, Mark Handler? Yeah, it's a symbolic video. It was just to string together 8 or 9 clips and just try to tell a story. As I told you guys before, I'm trying to do more cinematic type of features, tell stories with video instead of the spoken word. I think it's a much more powerful message. I guess I missed something, Joe Smith, about. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's an ongoing battle. Hello, Joey D. Nice to see you. It's in the Hey Spanky. It's an ongoing battle with Missy Jenn. It's like it's unbelievable. She does that at the dark places in Santa or the end of. Yeah, I like to do I like to do those type of features, and we call it sort of our Halloween. Our spooky cinema for, yeah, you like the lighting. I had to adjust it to a certain LUT, which is a color look. It's called gloom, and it kind of, because it was the sun was already starting to come up, and it was ruining the shots. Oh, I got a buzz. Let me turn this down. There we go. How's that, Spanky? Is that better? No, I mean, Brandon, I haven't had time, honestly, with what I've got going on right now, clearing the decks. I told you this week was total concentration on Missy Jenn. The work will be done here. Elvis will certainly do his share of work around here, and he's not an unwilling person to do that. But I don't have time to get things arranged when I'm trying to work some other issues that I don't discuss on here, and I have Missy Jenn to worry about. It's priorities. I'm basically going to be on the rancho until January anyway, so the stuff isn't gone anywhere. So I'm not. It's just not top of mind. Is the buzzing? Is the buzzing gone now? Sending. Oh, thank you very much, Chronic. Yeah, the power is gonna maybe. How you doing, JK NoCal? The power is maybe gonna go off for us. Probably for JK NoCal for sure. I'm not quite sure about that. I'm on the west side of Highway 101, which is the big bisecting highway that runs through the center of Santa Rosa, and we're right where 101 and Highway 12 meet right there. I think we may or may not be. We're right on the border area, and we don't need another fire here. Okay, this city has already been gutted. Oh, okay, thank you. All gone. The buzzing is gone. She did not swat her. He struck her channel twice. We also got some feedback today that I never had a swatting here, and it's amazing. I'm not a huge fan of Seeds to Freedom, but I was listening to him today, and he was talking about how people will shape the truth to fit the narrative, and that's the case that the swatting took place here. You can call it what you want, but when you can hear it the night that it occurred, the hangout is still up when the knock on the window in Santa Rosa Police Department. And I immediately knew what was going on. So I had the presence of mind to turn off the sound and turn the video camera away, because I wasn't going to give anybody the joy of that. And I opened the door, and the cops like, we got to come in. Okay, they had their holsters undone. Okay, they had their holsters undone. Why? Because they had two separate calls that some people had called and said that an ex-boyfriend was loose on the property here and was threatening with a knife. Let's get the facts straight, okay? Number two, these policemen came into the house. Two of them immediately swept through the back door, asked, does that go out to the back? I said, yes. They swept out. Two of them went all the way back to the end of the property. The other one came over and talked to me, and I explained to him, I said, oh, I'm on YouTube. They're just, some people called that in. He's like, shrugged his shoulders. And within a couple minutes, it was over. Why? Because they immediately ascertained Missy Jenn was fine. She came out, she was in the bathroom. She came out from the bathroom, presented herself in the hall. There was no other reason to stick around, okay? What's the reason to? You can call it a wellness check, but it's not a wellness check when somebody calls in that there's a deranged ex-boyfriend on the property with a knife that's gone crazy. Okay, let's get the facts straight. Now, on the way out, one of the policemen must have thought that there was a step by the flower box. He stepped over the side and pitched into the bushes out front. I don't know why. I thought it was like something out of Keystone Cops when I saw it. But within 10 minutes at the most, it was over. And there was a police report that was filed, that was grabbed and screenshotted and put up on YouTube. Did it happen? Yeah, it really did happen. So when you want to rewrite that kind of script, good luck. Okay, and then when people, one of my best friends was in disbelief and started telling people it never happened. Well, I thought if that in that situation, if somebody can't have your back in that situation, I don't need to be involved anymore with it. Okay, it in fact did happen. Yeah, you know what? And anybody that says it was for views, I've been generating views since 2013. You know what? And I put up my own content. I don't have to put up other people's content to build my channel. I've put it up and done it the hard way since 2013. I haven't used other people as stepping stones to build my channel. I've been doing it for views since 2013. That's a long, long time, okay? And that's plenty of time to accrue 13 million views. And in the last 2 months, I've gotten 3 million views out of my total view package. Views, you bet. But views that were built the hard way on great content that people enjoy year in, year in, year in. I don't have to move here, Craig. I'm not the kind of person that lives my life in the shadow of fear. Will it happen again? Undoubtedly. Did things happen on the road? Yeah, a lot of times things happen on the road. I don't choose to report them on YouTube. Calls are made. I'm questioned. Cops, Dearborn, Michigan, the cops were called into the Henry Ford Museum and we were stopped and questioned in the Henry Ford Museum. It's just a fact of life on social media. Now we're registered with the Santa Rosa Police Department now. As Cab 7 was talking about, they are starting to build registries now where they can put certain phone numbers and home numbers in where they can make a call or something like that instead of coming over and ask, "Are you on YouTube?" Dancing Dawn, yeah, we got the high winds. Definitely got the high winds coming out. So, yeah, we got the high winds coming in. It's something to really be concerned about. So, let's see. Well, whatever, Marshall. This is my hangout tonight to convey some information about Missy, Jenn. I have no interest at all in being involved in the other shenanigans that are going down between you and Colleen. It's not my interest, nor is it my battle. Okay. I'm a believer in do your own content, and you never have anything to worry about. Be a positive person and you never have anything to worry about. Okay, sometimes you might be misunderstood. Sometimes you might be misreported. You know, I'm not going to turn this narrative tonight to Elvis. Okay. Yeah, 9 days and we are off. So Ocean Waves, I see you talking crap about me in other chats and stuff. I can be friends with whom I want to be on YouTube, okay? My message, my being on here is positive, you know, because I enjoy the platform. I don't come on here. I don't host chats and rail on people. I don't restream other people's content and critique it. I simply come on and do my own content. If once in a while Elvis is sitting here or whomever, Missy, Jenn, Bobby, whomever, that's it. Let's see. I'm ready for that. I'm ready for that eventuality, Carlos. And it has nothing to do with security or things like that. You can only be friends with who I say, Rosie, bottom line. That seems to be it. Yeah, I'm going to ask him, keep your battles to yourself or on your own channel. I don't want to be a part of it. It's not, would I join YouTube to be in that type of war. I've enjoyed Colleen's Hawaii videos, and, and I'm sure she will keep motoring on and doing what she wants to do. Hey, R.C. Robertson, thank you very much. You know, it was a very moving experience today, guys. And did you ever have something in life that just grabs you and just shakes you, and it puts everything into perspective. And it takes YouTube from this to this. I had that experience today when I was down at the UCSF Infusion Center. There's, I don't know how many of you ever visit hospitals or go in and just visitation and just to cheer people up and to be a friendly face and things like that. But in this infusion center, you have a room that's filled with people that are getting chemotherapy, and they look like the wrath of God, and your heart just sinks. And there's two other rooms, and each of these rooms has four beds in it, they call it, which is really reclining chairs. And in this particular room where Jen and I, this is our seventh time or whatever of being in this about the seventh or eighth time of being in there. There's three other people in the room that are getting infusions for MS. Okay, and most of the time, I'm going to say every time I've ever been down there, the youngest person I've ever seen is about 35 to 40 years old in that center. We sat across today from a beautiful young, she looked like a mix between Thai and Filipina girl. And she was about 22 years old, and she was a beautiful young thing, and she was there with her boyfriend. And I sat across about 20 feet from them, and this girl just twitched and shook so violently from her multiple sclerosis that it's all they could do to keep the infusion. Nurses just had to struggle heroically and not physically injure her to get this infusion port set up on her and to change it out. And I looked at that, and I don't care if you don't believe in God. I don't care, if you don't believe in the one true God that I do. Nobody with a heart or a human being could have looked at that scene and not been torn to pieces, seeing this terrible sight of this young, beautiful gal thrashing in this seat with her boyfriend doing her best to hold her hand with tears coming down his face. And it just ripped me to pieces because this girl was 22 years old, and at times she would be good and then start to shake violently and things, and it was I don't want to say it was a life-changing experience, but I left that infusion center with a new sense of where is life? There's life being fought on the battlefields of cancer and Parkinson's and multiple sclerosis and lung diseases and crushed discs and things. And we live in I know we have a lot of people that are on that have tremendous medical issues here and that struggle daily. I see Uber Goober with her breathing tube and injuries and fall, and so many people struggling, heart transplant patients, stroke patients and people. And I just think how anybody that is lucky enough to have reasonably good health, you can't help but leave that infusion center having witnessed that trauma and drama and tears of that situation and just not help it be moved to see what really counts in life. And you come out of there and you can't see YouTube the same way again. It just doesn't, the pieces don't fit together. Yes, and those nurses, Spirit Heart, they struggled heroically. They got injured. They got nails cutting their skin. They never stopped smiling. They never stopped encouraging, patting this girl's head and trying to get her under control. How you doing, Ward? You can't come out of there without having a deep and profound respect for if you enjoy good health, and we all have a limited time on earth, and then just wondering, how are you going to spend that? Are you going to be on YouTube fighting these battles and these insignificant things of person versus person, and it's just disheartening sometimes. I hope they help the girl too. Yeah, you become very humble, Uber Goober. You just sit there and all I could do was just say a prayer, to if there's any way to lift this girl's affliction, to do it, to be that young and to have the knowledge that she'll probably be totally incapacitated unless something changes within a year or two, and to just see the boyfriend just just struggling and just doing his best and just feeling totally helpless looking at this situation, and a mix of just being panic stricken and just total helplessness on it, and that just you leave there and it just gives you a different perspective. With Missy, Jenn there, just O'Creevis, and my wonderful friend Andrea here, that have had the benefits of O'Creevis. It has been amazing. Um, yes, very sad. Life is unfair and it kind of isn't a lottery. So if you're one of those people that enjoys good health, treasure it and don't take it for granted. And if you can lift somebody else that's in a lot of pain uh, and suffering, it's not the worst thing in the world to do. Yeah, the boyfriend, I mean, I feel the same way. You actually feel more attached to the person when you come out of that type of situation. You almost feel mentally that you're just locked in no matter what happens. You're there for the fight. Even though you may know in the back of your head, you push back the knowledge that, it probably won't end well in the end. But that's the beauty of human nature, is we don't even know when we're supposed to be licked. And I really like that. Let's see. Yeah, thank you, Andrea. Hey, how you doing, VW? Yeah, we're gonna have to plan. I do have. There you go, Dancing Dawn, and there's somebody I've had the pleasure to meet in real life. A wonderful gal who struggles and can't even get a power wheelchair to meet her needs. It's just heartbreaking. Yeah, take your health seriously and get your life back, and just put things in perspective in life. There's so many more important things than YouTube, and just think about, are you putting out a positive message or a negative message? That would be my thought. Yeah, I think we got plenty. Thank you, Todd. I'm not really. Oh, today is Dawn's birthday. I wish she had told me. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Dancing Dawn. Happy birthday to you. All right, and there's the beautiful Barbie Pena in there. Boy, Barbie, I'm so glad to be on your. I'm so glad to be on your Instagram. Yeah, I love Dancing Dawn has been such an incredible friend to Jen and I know a lot of people are unhappy. A lot of my friends are stretched to the breaking point, having my back for what's going on. But just remember, in real life, just remember the scope of things and the scope of YouTube and what it should mean in your life, to perhaps maybe what it means at the current time. And, it certainly helped to re-put things in perspective. So I have a video I'll be putting up tomorrow about our experience today. I still have two more videos from Mexico that I still have not worked on. I've got flashlight batteries. I got a generator that can run the well pump and everything. So we're in very good shape. Yeah, I know, Barbie. I'm very honored that I'm allowed to be on your I'm very honored I'm allowed to be on your Instagram feed. I'm just saying, you know. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, it's temporary like life. All hands on deck. It might be a while, but I think, as I said, Highway 101, we're down in the flat area of Santa Rosa. If you're up on the hills, sweep, you know, up in the high hills, what's left up there? There's not a heck of a lot left up there, okay? Because a lot of people can't rebuild because they don't have enough insurance and they can't get underwritten by the insurance companies. Uh, but we're on the other side. I'm in the poor area down here, so it's like, you know, I guess God loves the poor or whatever because we were spared last time, and I think the power outage is going to be just about 1/8 of a mile east of where we are here. Hey, William Wallace, the unusual thing is exactly two years to the day. Yeah, Missy Jenn is resting really well. Yeah, so other than that, let me see if I didn't really have anything else. I'm still working on. I still got some more videos to put up. Hope to catch up on some sleep tomorrow, and then be going at it on the rancho. I want to start preparing for get the stuff out for Halloween. Good night, Sandy. Thank you. Get the things out for Halloween and start putting up the decorations. Start getting Marshall to do some projects around here. I have a couple of large logs that I would like to be. I'd like to have him take care of cutting up with the chainsaw. I don't want any injuries. Let's see. Margaret says, "Thanks, Rose. I was going to my MS doctor on Thursday. We're going now. I know how. Yeah, you got to go. And if you're not on the Acrevis, make sure you are." Oh yeah, Razy, we've been watching old Dallas reruns. You favor Linda Gray, Sue Ellen. I was really about. I was more into. I was more into Linda Evans because I remembered her from the Big Valley. Audra from the Big Valley. Yeah, I know a chainsaw, so we gotta take special. I have to take special precautions. What are we doing here? What does Barbie need, Andrea? I kind of missed that. What does she need on here? I'm not sure. Yeah, I enjoyed her in the movie. So you know what? I'm gonna treat myself to a beer, and then we'll have kind of an open chat for an hour. So okay, how does that sound? Sound good? Sound good? I feel like I need a beer tonight to kind of take the rough edge off of. Yeah, Barbara Stanwyck, Linda Evans, Lee Majors, a new house. We have a dance off. There we go. Let me go grab a beer. All right. Griffith Park has the Gene Autry Museum. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer had a very shiny nose. That Gene Autry, that one. Put Marshall in timeout for me. Well, I prefer he not be, but I like to run my own message. I don't come on to his chats and I don't talk about it. I like to talk about fun stuff. Lee says, Limo, how you doing? Years ago, I bumped into Lee Majors at a tackle shop. He was the only guy in there. I walked in, a real nice guy. He seems like there's some people you can see it in their face if they're a nice person. If they're a nice person or not. Do you guys ever find that out? You can kind of look at somebody and they got like a happy face, and some people have a tough resting bitch face or something. Or something like that. I don't know. Yeah, thank you, Mark Handler. I think today I deserve a cold one. There we go. Cheers, guys. The Michelob Ultra. I might have two. I don't know. Good night, Margaret. Yeah, make sure you keep your appointment. Uh, yeah, isn't that what they call that, Lee? Something like that. I mean, there's some people which just in life they just say, "Hey, Juice, what's going on?" There's some people in life they just have a kind of, I don't know. I mean, it doesn't mean that they're mean people. Actually, oh, I don't know, mate. Just let when where he's concerned here is fine. I'm not because I'll hear about it tomorrow, and and I'm liable to do that. Yeah, it's nice to see Juice in here. What's up, Oda May? I haven't seen you in a hot minute. I hope you're doing pretty good out there. So what else happened today? That's about it. We went to get stopped at Denny's. Sent Mr. Z as a picture. They were putting the new big Denny's sign up, and they had the big boom up there. And I didn't know he was bashing you, Oda May. I lost the stream of the chat. I thought he was posting the taxes stuff or something like that. Wow. Ooh. Oda May, is it that time of the month, honey? You like that? My senior moderator is just on. She'll text me later. F you. Don't ever call me out in a chat again. Mm. I didn't know you were down. I mean, I've missed you around, but I hope you're feeling better. Oh, he was bugging your. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I try to keep it positive for people here, and I just ask him if you're going to come in. Because when I'm on Marshall's chats. I have to. I watch my language. I don't curse. I keep things family friendly. I try to keep things very nice and obey the rules of the road. It's like a whoa, whoa. Yeah, I just drop everything like a whoa. Whoa. So there will be projects for Marshall. Jockey Blue said, "Gone my doctor, Marshall. Wish one of these physicians figured out what's wrong. Sick of being sick." Yeah, that's something in itself. There's nothing loud. There's nothing worse than feeling shitty and not knowing the reason why. And our medical profession, God love them, is designed to more alleviate the symptoms in a lot of cases. If they can't diagnose the problem, they turn to the other side of the sheet, which is, well, address the symptoms and make it livable. Well, in a lot of cases, that turns into pain management, and that's how we've gotten addictive behaviors. We got the DEA. They make my life miserable over the years with the increasing requirements for getting physicians recertified for DEA Schedule 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 drugs. That expression between the infusion and a police raid, I'll say you've had a hell of a day. There we go. I felt bad for Cab 7. I shot him a couple of bucks tonight, Ben over there. I mean, I can't think of a guy that's nicer on YouTube that no matter how you feel, you can pop up on that chat and he'll put a smile on your face. He will unburden your burden, put it on his own back and make you feel better about life. He will sing to you. He will wish you happy birthday. If you're in real need, he will go to the wall for you. I participated in something. I made a small contribution. A guy that was being kicked out of his house and needed to raise his rent money and things like that. And it's kind of sad. I adopted my new rule of thumb now that if I don't see, I don't participate in GoFundMe's anymore unless I see the actual medical evidence and unless I see the person live on, on camera and stuff. I can't. I've just been burned way too many times on YouTube. No reason what happened to him. Yeah, Cab 7 is wonderful, Jack. I get a warm fuzzy glow when I go into his chats. But it just goes to show you, you never know who's out there on the other side, who gets irritated. I'm sure a lot of people are irritated at me right now. So you just have to be, it's life. People are different. People are different. They did be smacking on his meal at Walmart, waiting for BB to look for a new. Um. Oh yeah. I didn't see. Was D live tonight? I missed it. I didn't see D was live. Yeah. I think YouTube has a place for somebody like that. That is just they only know one speed, and that's just being supportive and being nice. This fucking wonderful got an attorney and a 911 call when the cops came to her house. Mouse Toes, when you say that thank you, Joe Smith. He's really sweet. I'm nothing. I couldn't hold that guy's shoes. How you doing, Deb? What's going on? What does that mean? She got an attorney and the 911 call when the cops came to her house. Does that mean as a result of it? Oh, Chicken in the Hood. There, I'll have to check out his stream. Okay, Spanky, thank you. Okay, riding around with Lamont. There we go. Oh, she played the 9/11 call today. Okay. I'm sure I could get, under freedom of information, I could get my calls too released out of the city of Santa Rosa Police Department. I just didn't care enough. I never got the police report. I didn't care because I lived through it. I know it happened. A lot of other people ordered it and looked at it. Yeah, she's pressing charges from her being swatted. Okay. All right. Well, I love when you come online and talk about your adventures. I miss these. Well, I'm on here now. Yeah, won the Calder Cup. Hockey starts this Friday for us. Off ice official for the 4th year. There you go, Iowa girl. Well, in honor of that, Iowa girl, let me open up my other browser here and let's do something we have not done in a while. Are you guys ready? You know what I'm going to do. If I can spell. Alright, we haven't done this in a while, so stand by. Turn up the volume. I think Missy Jenn so zonked out. Hold on a minute now. Let me see if I get this. Alright, I think we're in position. Are you guys ready? Here we go. Play it, man. Come on, hold on. When you Clippers from Baltimore, fight you Baltimore Clippers. I destroyed my camera. Baltimore score. Defensemen, forwards, and goalies will win. Focus. For Baltimore and Maryland, every Clipper fan will shout. But gotta fix the focus. Baltimore Clippers. When you Clippers from Baltimore, fight you Baltimore Clippers and score, score. Take it up a half step. That arena's rocking now, baby. Boy, those were the days. We'll win without a doubt. Get ready, Joe Smith, for Baltimore and Maryland. Get ready. Get ready to take it up a half step. Here we go. Take it up. Big finish. Throw those hot dogs on the ice. Clippers from Baltimore. Not like minor league hockey. Baltimore Clippers. And score, score, score. nice to be back, huh? Having a few laughs and having a good time tonight and not hearing a lot of bullshit. Oh yeah, the blanket on the ground. Man, I love that song, Junker. That's like my favorite. I never knew it could be so sweet. I hadn't heard that song in years, Billy Joe Spears' Blanket on the Ground, and then one day I heard Vinny. And I'm like in total shock. How does this Aussie bloke, this Vinny G, how does this bloke know about Billy Joe Spears' Blanket on the Ground, Rosie? Unbelievable. Yeah, I was from the 1920s, baby. Good times. Me and Louise Brooks and all the flappers, and that's it. The Cupie Oop Oopie Doo girls and all that. Oh, you're glad it's over. There we go. Yeah, I missed it. I got to take that on the road with me. You remember that Spirit's Heart? Man, I love that tune. Billy Joe Spears, Blanket on the Ground. Yeah, I'm not sure if he'll pop in later. I'm not sure. He might be too miffed right now. Shoot, we love country and western over here. I do too. You know, I was reading. Y'all like Patsy Cline? She was like my favorite country singer of all time. And my grandmother's family was out of Asheville, North Carolina, and she absolutely adored Patsy Cline. And all through Winchester, yeah, I'll get that, McFly. I'll get that again. Crazy, and just so many sweet dreams, and so many songs that she did. And I don't know why I happened to come up in my playlist. Somebody actually went out to the site of the plane crash in Tennessee, and I think it was in, I don't know, they were flying from Kansas City back to Nashville or something like that. And I was just a huge Patsy. I love Patsy Cline. Her album is one of the greatest of all time. It's just called Patsy Cline. And, you know, this guy, they found the guy that actually was a 18-year-old police dispatcher. And he was, hey Jay Berlin, and he was on the scene. It was like March 4th, 1963 or something like that, 1962 or 1963. And he was the radio dispatcher when the farmer called in and said, you know, I heard something like a crash, and I heard an engine, and what actually happened was the pilot, yeah, I Fall to Pieces, which is a beautiful song. You know, Willie Nelson wrote Crazy for her. But the pilot wasn't night rated or weather rated, so he was only supposed to fly if there was good visibility and stuff. And he was this 18-year-old. This kid was 18, and he went out to the crash site. And man, you know, when you hear somebody died in a plane crash, how often? What's up, Colleen? Do you ever? How often do you ever hear the gory details of the actual crash scene when the police or the emergency services come up on the site? Man, this guy said this engine of this plane was rammed so far into the ground, and a lot of the plane was right up in the trees. And I mean, he described in such detail, and he has a general store that he ran down there, and he just said, like, he came to the site, and he said, I was expecting to see whole bodies and things like that at the crash site, and all we were finding was bits of flesh here and there, and Patsy Cline's torso had become wedged under a log like 50 yards in front of where the plane was. And the thing that was most disconcerting is her foot was up in the crotch of a tree up there, and the guy said he's had nightmares ever since. And the way they identified it was, good night, Barbie. The way they identified it was she had nail polish on her feet. I mean, uh, what a terrible, terrible way to Yeah, John Denver's heart came off in the plane crash. You know, God knows what happened with Buddy Holly and the Big Bopper, and you know, it's just horrific. Yeah, I know, Mouse Toes. I couldn't even believe that this guy was so graphic, and the woman that was doing the interview for a local TV station or something, she's like, "Whoa, I've never heard a crash scene described in such detail." Yeah, John Denver had a gross, a very horrific plane crash too, which made me decide I would never fly in a private plane. I would always fly commercial. I don't care if anybody had a great Learjet or anything like that. This focus is still screwed up on this thing. Hold on a minute. Let me see if I can get this thing here. It's either that or I'm so tired. Things are fuzzy here. Let's see. Perfect. There we go. Okay, let's hold that in there. So I don't know. I don't know what brought that to mind. You know, YouTube sometimes they bring up the weirdest things in your feed. And I'm expecting to, and then he went out to the crash site, and it was a beautiful. It had a memorial stone where the actual plane was, and this young cop was like, man, people started showing up at the scene, and a couple guys walked off with the engine of the plane, and they were picking. This guy picked up like part of the steering column for the plane. People were just walking away with parts of the wreck scene. Yeah, lots of famous singers. I guess just because of the mileage that they rack up and always being on the road. Always being on the road. Yeah, if I was meant to fly, I would have wings. Oh, I need to take you out to our local baseball game. There you go, Dancing Dawn. What we got to do, honey, is get you a power chair. That's what you need. But anyway, I wasn't expecting that when I saw the video to have so graphically described of how they were finding the parts of all these. You know, this 18-year-old dispatcher, he found the cufflinks. There was Hurricane Hawkins or Hank or somebody else in the plane. I mean, it was tough. And Dancing Dawn, I love you, honey, and I do hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful birthday. So once again, just to recap on the front end, yes, we're under a fire watch beginning at 5:30 a.m. tomorrow. We're going to have high wind events over Wednesday and Thursday. Our power may be off. I don't know what that's going to mean for YouTube. I did upload the video of Missy, Jenn, and I. I hope that you did see the video, the Green Mile, the final mile, starring Missy Jenn in that. And believe me, she loves a chance to be an actress, and she was very happy to be in there. Yeah, Carol Lombard died a horrible death. Clark Gable, the plane is still on the mountain outside of Vegas. Yeah, it happens. I mean, McFly? What happened to Glenn Miller? Right? Went flying over what the heck was it? The English Channel, and just disappeared, never to be seen again. I mean, hell, they haven't even found Amelia Earhart's plane. They haven't found that Malaysian jet that went down there. um, Sweet dreams of you. Why can't I stop loving you and start my life anew? Instead of having sweet dreams about you. Thank you very much. Love the Green Mile video. Thank you very much on that. Yeah, well, I didn't mean to upset people with this. Some people really kind of got upset that it was like the final goodbye, Missy Jan. But this has been our tradition for 3 years that we've done this at Halloween time in October, that we put up the Green Mile. And each time we vary it a little bit on there. I know one of my good friends was very upset. Get a lounge act. Bum, 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 bum. Ladies and gentlemen, boom, boom, O'Kelly. Bum, 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 bum. Mm. Uh, Sweet Caroline, good times never seem so good. Yeah, remember when you sold the turkey at the gas station for Thanksgiving? Yeah, Missy Jenn. You know, they used to give you a nice big turkey at Sutter Hospital. Would give you a nice big turkey for Christmas. I don't want to cook it. I don't want to for Thanksgiving. I don't want to cook a turkey, and just in case I ever get another one again. Do I still have it? I don't know. I might. I don't know. Do I still have it? Oh no, it might be gone. Missy Jenn might have deep sixed it. Oh, I told her don't throw it away in case I get another turkey again. You know it. Oh man, where is that thing? Is that thing around? Hold on a minute, man. I gotta show you this thing. Hold on. Oh man, let me see this thing. Where did that thing go? I don't know where in the hell it is. Oh, here it is. Yay. All right. Now, I got to give you fair warning. I'm not an artist, and I don't play one on TV, and I didn't stay at a Holiday Inn Express last night. Now, Dancing Dawn, I never throw anything away because every year I get the turkey, and every year I sell it on the corner. There it is. Hey, you got to make a buck in life. You know, you got to liquidate your assets. And I had I had a big ass frozen turkey, and I made up the sign. And you know, it was really freaky. Just when I was out there like a sign squirrel like this, and I was doing this and doing the whole flip and woo and all that kind of stuff. Who rides by but Missy Jenn? Man, she was pretty pissed off. You know what irritated her the most? Yeah, I don't know. How do you draw a turkey, right? We just stuck our hand. I don't know. We just stuck our hand on there and just did a turkey. I tried to cover the color of the feathers a little bit and put an eye on it, but I'm not gifted when it comes to artistry, but you never know when it comes around again. Yeah. I still have it, Spanky, because I never throw anything away in case, when I go back to the Sutter group, they might give out a turkey, if you're if you show up, you get a turkey, and I'm going to be on the corner selling that darn turkey. How embarrassing. I wanted to get it sold before Missy Jenn came whipping around the corner like Kojak. And I could hear her slam on the brakes, and then I just saw her slowly pull away, and she put her head down like this and was just shaking her head. Yeah, it was something, wasn't it? Yeah, I think it's okay. It's not. I mean, it's not going to be in the Louvre, or it's not going to be hanging in the National Gallery, but you never know. Autograph it. I mean, it's the topic now, Marshall, was when I sold my Thanksgiving turkey on the corner up here. It didn't take long to sell that turkey either, because I had like a fire sale on that baby. It's too big. I don't have room in a freezer to put a 25 pound turkey. Yeah. Yeah, the Halloween wreath. Oh man, don't even get me involved. And I can't even think about the horrors of the Halloween wreath. Do you like to stuff the turkey? I don't think I've ever in my life prepared a turkey. It's boxed up with it's going to look horrific back here again for Halloween. It's in the box of Halloween decorations. Yeah, Reef, remember that Oda May? Oh my God. Oh my God, that was terrible. Let's try to be nice on the side chat. Now. Yeah, the bent curtain rod. Thank you. Hey, handsome Robert. There it is. He mounted up the new. Hi, handsome Robert. I know you're watching. You never fisted a turkey. I never have. If I was going to prepare a turkey, I would just get the breast of turkey, and just slice that. Yeah, I support freedom of speech. Yeah, please don't time anybody out unless they're doxing anybody or going on all that. So, yeah, but be nice. Respect my chat, Colleen. That's all I ask. I would never come into your chat and just rip things up. We miss handsome Robert too. Yes, we do. I did see handsome Robert popped into my chat. He said he had been extremely busy with stuff going on in his life, but we will catch up with him on the holidays. I want to try to have a big cookout, a big to-do up here. So I'm hoping he might be able to make it up. I've not seen him since I went on my long trip. No, I don't see Robert. I was just hoping that I know he's watching in here. Don't be shy. Don't be shy, Robert. Yeah, I will have the reef. I've been sick with a high fever. Better now. Oh no, are we going Halloweening? Beninias, how you doing? There you go. Try a time or two. I'm sorry, Laura. I hope you feel better. Um, High fevers suck. That's terrible. My feet aren't attractive, Mike. my, my feet are not attractive. Okay. Jim Croce died in a plane crash. Yeah, and I love Jim Croce's operator. I loved Jim Croce. He was great. He was great. Um, and I don't know if Gordon Lightfoot is Gordon Lightfoot still alive, or did he dead? My definition of hate speech, just, don't dox people out. Don't use the F bomb. Let's just try to keep it nice in my chats. You have your own platforms to do your thing on, and we're having a really fun chat tonight. And I want to, I hit the things I wanted to say, and I just want to have a couple beers and just have fun. So, I caught the stinky, poopy chicken stream during the fire. Do you ever go to the new one? Popeyes. We did go to the one in the Roner Park. Smelled like a sewer backed up. We reviewed that one. Was terrible. This one wasn't bad up here. The new one. What opened actually? That chicken was. What's that called? No, there's another. It's like a fancier. What's the name? What's the other chicken name? It's not Chick-fil-A. It's some kind of chicken. What's the name of it? What's the name of the other chicken place? It's Polo. Polo? Polo Loco. That was it. That reopened. I don't really don't do much fast food. Yeah, Richie Valens, I believe he died in a plane crash. I don't know, Marshall. According to you, it didn't matter. You told me it didn't matter. I mean, he's always been nice on my chats here. I'm not going to make you the center of attention of my chat tonight. I'm covering the things that I need to cover on here. Yeah, no, it's a place called El Polo Loco, and I was kind of disappointed with the food there. Let's see. I didn't really enjoy the El Polo Loco. I don't like roasted chicken. I like it more a fried chicken or something. Fluck and Fowl supposedly has the best chicken Vegas. Is it Pluck or Fluck and Fowl? Oh, Gordon Lightfoot just played on in Missouri. The legend lives on from the Chippewa on down of the big lake they call Gitchagumi. Yeah, please don't time him out, Oda May, because I'll have to hear about it tomorrow. Then I'll have to give him a wrench, and then it's going to be really bedlam. So, plucking. Fluck or pluck? Yeah, the Great Lake. That's my favorite song. So I don't know. I hope to be able to get to lay the blanket on the ground. I hope to be able to visit Patsy Cline's um, this crash scene as well as Winchester, Virginia. Evidently, they have a really big setup. They have a really big hoobang there for her in Winchester, Virginia. Yeah, you remember that song when the wreck happened? The legend, yeah, the when the winds of November. I think that was Gordon Lightfoot, wasn't it? At 5 o'clock, the old cook came on deck and said, "Lads, it's been nice to know you." Ooh, ooh. At 7 p.m., the main hatchway gave way. Do 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 do. Richie Valens in the big box. Did you see the Mariners? I did not. Darn Andrea. I didn't see the Mariners Church in downtown Detroit. No, I did not. I would have loved to have seen the Mariners Cathedral. There, everyone should get a fried turkey. Is Mr. Z in here? Is Mr. Z in here? Mr. Z is a nice guy. Mr. Z would never raise that. If Mr. Z could work casino security for all those years, and let me show you what Mr. Z gave me last time. Let me show you how great Mr. Z is. I might give him my holiday turkey this year. He might get my holiday turkey. Look at this that came from, this came from the Aladdin. And of course they imploded the Aladdin. Isn't that cool? This is the genie bottle there. Isn't that cool? I'd like to come out of that topless in my silver bottom. That would make a hell of a show, wouldn't it? Do, 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 do. Isn't that cool? It's got the Aladdin right on there. How cool is that? Look at what else he gave. Look at that. The El Cortez. Look at that. A security patch from the El Cortez. How cool is that? I mean, there's cool guys, and then there's Mr. Z is in a class by himself. And he has the funniest stories. Like the El Cortez it probably is still really a dive, although I love the place. Look at that, the security patch from the El Cortez. Look at that. Yeah, I want to rub it. Hope I don't get a strike. Do 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 do. Do, 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 do. Look at that. The Aladdin security. Isn't that cool, Celeste? Look at that. Yeah, good prime rib at the El Cortez. I mean, I'll tell you, Dancing Dawn, you should try to meet Mr. Z sometime in I think he's around Vegas too down there. He is he's a good-looking guy. He'd be a good catch. There's the Aladdin security. And look at this for a collector's item. The Showboat. Look at that. Yes, you are, Jessica Jennifer. I wish you'd pop out of my bottle. Am I allowed to say that on family-friendly YouTube? Look at that. Showboat. Look at that. Look at that. You sound like you're going to be awful busy, four scores. Get a Bellagio. I can't get one anymore, Jimmy. McFly, we're permanently banned from the From the Bellagio. Oh, you've been to the Aladdin. That's pretty cool. Anyway, Mr. Z is really, really, really cool. You can pop out of my bottle anytime as well. Do 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 do. Anyway, you know, how nice of a guy to give you such significant memorabilia from his life. And that's the kind of guy that Mr. Z is. I sent him a picture tonight. He's, of course, a renowned boom operator. Not the guy that runs a microphone on the sound set, but the big boom that goes up and lifts heavy stuff and places it palm trees. Always threats of tipping over and going through a roof. There was a guy putting up a new Denny's sign, and I sent Mr. Z a picture. I said, "How does this rate what you're doing?" Valerie says, "I live 40 miles where the Titanic was built." That would be the Liverpool shipyards, right down there. Diane Carroll started in Showboat in Toronto. She just passed away. Oh yeah, that's too bad, Diane Carroll. Yeah, that's cool. Well, you heard the parodied record of it's sick, wrong, and disrespectful, but it's funny as hell. I'm sure it is, Junker. The jug was passed around at the ninth bell as the boys got shit-faced in it. I guess they figured out that one of the hatches was loose on the Edmund Fitzgerald, and it took on too much water in the seas, and it just overwhelmed the bilge pumps, and there was so much water inside that it just literally split in the middle and just went down. That's an outriggers. Good morning, Mike Jordan. Good morning to you. Where were you when you were told about the Titanic sinking? That was April of 1912. Let me see. April of 1912. Let me think. It wasn't the, let's see, was it Woodrow Wilson's nomination was in Baltimore in 1912 at the 5th Regiment Armory, but that was in November of 1912. I'm trying to think. Now, in April, I think Teddy Roosevelt declared his presidency for the Bull Moose Party. Yeah, I think I was at a Teddy Roosevelt rally for the Bull Moose Party. Yeah, I think that's where I was. I think Teddy Roosevelt was giving a speech. I think that's where I was when I heard that the Titanic went down. You want some more facts about 1912? Yeah. What is behind her with fly on it? What's behind what? What? Is there a fly back there? That's my whiteboard back there for teaching sex moves over here, right here. Yeah, it's my whiteboard. Oh, the Titanic was built in. I thought it came out of Liverpool, the big war of 1912. Oh, thank you, Celeste. You're awful sweet. Yeah, I'm a history. Let's just say if they have what's that quiz thing they have? I can't remember the name of it. Uh, the board game you play with all the questions that you ask. You definitely want me on your team. Okay, you definitely want me on your team. Hey, 4 scores and 7. Sounds like you're gonna be busy, man. I will be poolside, weather permitting, and having a good time. Yes, in 1912, the border crossed us. Yeah. Yeah, Trivial Pursuit. You definitely want me on your Trivial Pursuit team because when it comes to history and obscure little history, I'm your person on there, and mathematics too. The integral of e to the x across the 12th function is equal to n to the third power cubed times the delta change of y to the x over z. Thank you. A little bit of calculus for you. Yeah, now, which Saturday night? Because I'm coming in Sunday and then I'm leaving Saturday, 4 scores. So you and I were not there in 1912, but I'm a history person about Titanic. That's cool. You know, the Titanic was RMS Titanic. There you go. Yeah, karaoke. That sounds like fun, Marsh. Karaoke hangout on Elvis Travel. Yeah, I wouldn't mind doing that. I wouldn't mind doing that. You're welcome to come in and say hi if you want. If you can be happy and be upbeat on here tonight. What's the Titanic's, the real are they really? Oh, it looks like McFly's. Yeah, the Royal Mail Steamer, RMS Titanic, was carrying mail. Yeah. Little known fact of RMS. RMS steamers had to be very fast. They had to be the fastest in the fleet. The sister, what was the sister vessel that was built? It wasn't the Carpathia. Was the one that rescued initially. Got the message at sea. The Carpathia. But as I said, I gave you the whole story of why the Titanic message was lost by the radio man there, because the captain said there was more priority traffic than that. What was the other? What was his sister ship? The Leviathan or something like that. What was his sister ship? Yeah, I don't care. Nothing rattles me. I mean, I can always have a good time. What the Olympia? Yeah, I think it was the Olympia or the Leviathan. That met a very tragic end too. Both of those ships met a tragic fate. The Britannia, they built both of them, the Olympic and Britannia. Let's see. I like the BC on the 40-foot variety boat. You know, our family had a shitty boat on Chesapeake Bay for 10 years, and it was always breaking down. And I swore I would never have a boat. I said I'd have an RV. The Britannic, yeah, the other one met an ill fate too. The Britannic also met a terrible fate. Well, does Hop Frog's wife have a channel? I didn't know that. The Lusitania was torpedoed by the German U-boat, and that was in 1915. And I don't know how Woodrow Wilson held fire from declaring war until April of 1917, but he did. So that was when they finally went to unrestricted sub warfare. That was the end for Woodrow Wilson. Said that's it. Went to Congress in April of 1917 and declared war on Germany. Yeah, the Olympic, I think. Let's see. Break out another 1,000. Oh, it looked like the girl in Futurama. I'm trying to be more family friendly. I want to be like the girl in Rollerball. I'm terrible. I loved history. What was 1916? I think the Lusitania was 1915. I think so. I'm not sure. I'm having a beer. Are you still carrying that coffee?
Yeah. Good evening. Yeah. Oh, that's one of those little genie things, right?
Like yeah, this is from the Aladdin. Mr. Z gave me from the Aladdin Hotel.
Pretty old, right?
Look at these security badges.
Yeah, those.
Al Cortez and Aladdin. How cool is that?
Yeah.
You know? I should build my show around this. Well, I'm trying to keep it positive tonight. I don't want to get down in the trenches here. I had a long. I'm so out of.
You had a long day.
Yeah, I had a
what
really.
What time did you wake up today?
4:30 today.
Jeez, so. And you were like, by the time you got back home, it was what
6 o'clock. 6:30. So
she had like a 14.
I need to. Who's your favorite Three Stooges? I always kind of favored Larry because I think he was the one with the wild hair on the side. He was the one that always kind of got overlooked by. It was always Mo or Curly, but I always thought Larry always got slapped around the most. Yeah, what was the Titanic sister ship? I think it was the. It was the Olympia or the Leviathan one. I can't remember what I didn't get to know. Hey Jenn, how are you? No, I just asked Marshall if he's on my chat to be positive. I follow direction very well on his chat.
I think I've been positive since we met up in the Great Lakes from Michigan until now. I haven't talked about anybody.
No, I agree. I'm just saying I like to have my chat positive. You know, when I'm on your chat, I follow your chat rules. So, okay, the Britannic and the Olympia. Yeah, and I think the Britannic met a bad fate today. So I like the Three Stooges slapping. I like the. I enjoyed the Laurel and Hardy. I really love them. They were funny, especially if you guys never saw the first year they gave out an Academy Award for comedy short. Laurel and Hardy won it in I think it was 1932 for a short called The Piano. It is funny as heck, where they try to move the piano up like 150 steps to this house up in the hills in Hollywood and stuff. Yeah, Dream of Jeannie with wouldn't that make an epic bomb? I'm not a imbiber in grass, but that could really be made a nice bong. But they gave these things away. It's pretty cool, huh?
So Narcy was telling me that you enjoy the hookah, but all of a sudden you stopped smoking it.
Well, I just didn't want to. I didn't find a place that had a decent size. I'd go back to hookah.
Oh,
yeah, hookah was good. I like the farag or whatever the tobacco is. What was it called? I can't remember the name of it. Fakar. Yeah, it was good. They had the orange and the lemon, and it was good. It was good. Who was your favorite? I didn't really follow Monty Python too much, but I loved Benny Hill. I thought that was pretty funny, Benny Hill. And I loved Keeping Up Appearances with Oslo. Or Onslow, yeah. And Rose and Hyacinth and whatever, the Violet, the three sisters. I don't want to talk about that nonsense of what happened. Let that be between Colleen and him. Convection vape is nice. Yeah, Mrs. Bouquet. Have you ever seen a British show called Yes, Are You Being Served? The Britannic blew up in the Aegean Sea. I love British comedies. I really do. Although I could never warm up to Lady June Dench. Richard Mine the Pedestrian, yes. We're going to have riparian picnic on the Gene Autry movie, yeah. Mr. Bean was pretty good. Mrs. Bouquet.
Can I ask one question here?
Sure. I got to get something to drink.
I just have one question.
Take over, but just be nice.
No. I haven't said nothing.
I'm not saying Marshall. I'm just saying you might get triggered into something.
I'm not talking about Colleen or nothing. It's just one question that I have for the troll that's using my dad's photo and name. Why do you use my dad's photo and name? I'd just like to know why. What is the purpose of it?
What did you tell me 2 months ago?
No, that's fine. I mean, it's Rosie's channel. I can't tell her what to do.
You told me 2 months ago you didn't care anymore.
No, that's fine. I don't care. I just want to know why. What is the purpose of using my... Rosie's not going to ban you. Doesn't matter what I say. But I just want to know, what is the purpose of you using my father's name and picture? I'm just asking you directly. Just like to know the answer. I can't... it's not my channel. I can't tell her what to do. But I know that there's a long-standing policy on a lot of different channels to not use people's families and names and pictures. But I just want to ask you a question. What is the purpose of using my father's picture and name? I'd just like to ask you directly. Just a question just between me and you here. I have the right to ask a question to him directly. What is the purpose of him using my father's name and picture? I don't use Elvis Presley's name. I'm an Elvis tribute artist. I don't impersonate anybody. But what is the purpose of you impersonating my father's name and picture? No, I didn't threaten her. That's a fake profile that was put up about me. Never threatened her. The post isn't even up, and it wasn't even my profile, and there's thousands of people who use Elvis Travels. But that's the question that I have for you. Just why? What is the purpose of it? Yeah, just asking a question. And I don't really care. I told Rosie I don't really care if people use my family. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't affect me. I don't really care. I just want to know what is the purpose of it. And my family has nothing to do with YouTube. They have nothing to do with my channel. It's just a question that I'm putting out there. If somebody came in with Rosie's family, I
I
wouldn't.
gotta keep
You know.
up. I gotta check in with Missy.
Oh, okay.
She's okay. I gotta keep a kind of eye on her.
Oh, okay.
You want a cracker or something? Oh, you can't.
No, I can't chew nothing. I'm in pain. I could just have soup.
I had a club sandwich at Denny's tonight. I had a nice club sandwich at
Oh, okay.
one of those triple deck jobs, whatever.
Right.
Oh man. When you go out, make sure you be careful where you boondock, because you might wake up to a very windy morning and you don't want to branch.
Oh, okay. Well, the one is gonna start coming
5
at 5 in the
a.m.
morning, right?
5 a.m. tomorrow. Yeah.
Oh, okay,
So,
cool.
let's see. Let's see.
I didn't do any dirty. I didn't do any dirty deletes. I had a chat the other day that I wanted to see who was on. I didn't say anything bad on there. And
Oh, thank you, Jessica. Let me put this stuff back.
Yeah.
Something else I wanted to mention too. Just make sure you don't have any limbs over your van or anything, because
Well, they're saying it's gonna start at 5 in the morning.
5 in the morning, right? So just be careful where you
Okay. Yeah.
boondock. So
Is it gonna last for 12 hours?
it's going to possibly last for 72 hours.
72. Okay.
So there may not be any power tomorrow morning. So I might have to crank up the generator. You might have to swing your generator into action. I don't know. So we'll see. Let's see. I'm having a Michelob Ultra tonight. So let's see. I just woke, so I'm going to enjoy your stream for a few minutes. Hey, Sandy, there you go. Let's see. Oh, I'm sorry, Four Scores. Go ahead and, yeah, I don't know what's going to happen, Colleen, with the self-service or any of that stuff. I have no idea tomorrow. Today is, tonight is officially when it kicked off at like 1:30 a.m. in the morning 2 years ago. So, thank you, Jenn. I feel like a wreck tonight. I feel like,
Is it gonna
man,
be
there ain't
rain?
nothing like San Francisco traffic, man.
Is it gonna be rain or just
Did
wind?
you see Oakland when you came through at Berkeley? That traffic,
Oh,
man.
yeah.
And what were you saying? Like it's worse, and I mean it's pretty.
It's
darn-
not as. It's nowhere. It's
bad.
nothing compared.
Yeah, because
to,
we pulled off the road.
It's
We would
nothing
have gone. We
compared
would
to
have gone.
Houston or Minneapolis.
We would have gone 20 miles, Marshall, in that traffic up 101.
Well, like I just told you my opinion that I don't like to drive during the daytime.
It's NP. I was just saying either Friday. It would have to be. I think Friday. I think Friday night. Let's see. I don't know anything about Kat or anything doing on. I haven't seen Kat do a live or anything, so I don't really know. Have you seen Kat online? I haven't seen her online
I
at all.
haven't seen her or nothing. No.
Yeah. How are your teeth today?
Oh, I'm still recovering from.
Which is the worst, that extraction where they did the wisdom tooth? It's just still.
Well,
Okay. All right.
That's pretty much, yeah.
Let's see. I'm gonna ask him to cut up a couple logs. I got a chainsaw here. Let's see. Let's see. I'll have a few. There we go. Dancing Dawn. Have a few cold beers for me. So we'll work it out. I'm not sure when you're coming to town, Four Scores. Yeah, we get high winds starting tomorrow at 5 a.m. tomorrow, so we shall see what happens. I didn't feel the earthquake the other day. We've had a 6.2 earthquake we went through here.
Well,
This stuff was rocking, man.
When was that?
That was in 2014, just when August of 2014. That was the last earthquake I've been through, and I hope I never go. I've been through 4 earthquakes. One was
Mm,
in Taiwan. I was in a 50-story building that was rocking back and
right.
forth. That was something. Why don't you pull up a little bit? You're sitting so far
Oh,
back there. Oh, you're getting snow in Cheyenne. Oh man. Hey Monique, how you doing, sweetie? We had one in my town, not a big one. It's 2.7. Well, you'll notice that. Uh, let's see. Does anyone in Rosie chat or Rosie like Grey Gardens, the Beals? What is that? What is Grey Gardens? The news was saying they would keep the water system and cell towers powered out. Yeah, I think they got to keep the. I think they got to keep the cell towers powered up. I'm hoping so. Snow already. Well, yes, that's it. How you doing, Monique? Nice to see you. Better break out your coloring book tonight. Who knew that? Who knew that Ohio would have earthquakes? I'll be taking in the snowmobile for a rip this weekend. Is it going to be snowing in Minnesota up there? Oh, Joe Smith said lived in Alaska, tremors all the time. I'm not sure that I would. I'm not sure that I would be. I'm not sure I could live. Could you live in Alaska as cold as it is? Well, you like cold weather, so I guess
I don't like cold weather.
you could deal
No,
with it.
I like weather between 40 and 60 degrees.
Man, 4 scores. I look forward to a food review at Egg Slut at the Cosmo. Man, you're a high roller, 4 score. I'm like the ultimate low roller when it comes to
Right.
Vegas. The 9.99 prime rib special at the California
Yeah.
hotel is like, how many nights can you eat that?
Vegas is, there's nothing interesting about Vegas. Oh, first time I went to Vegas to get my van, I didn't never liked it.
Thank you, Angela.
I find nothing interesting about Vegas at all.
I'm just there. To,
Uh,
it's my fine, Hey, Mrs. Wombat. That is Hot Frog's wife. How cool. Okay, let me make sure I'm subbed up to your. Let me make sure that I'm subbed up to your channel here. Let's hide that person. Let's see. Let me make sure I'm subbed up to you, Mrs. Wombat. Let me just go to your channel for a second.
what is her channel about?
I don't know if she's putting up any content. I'm going to see in a second.
Miss
Yeah, my.
Wombat and Miss Hot Frog. I think it's
Okay, I'm subbed up to her. Okay.
what is it about though?
I have no idea, but she's in my chat. So if people
Okay.
are putting up content, I try to follow them. So uh, I'm not sure what is Chiari. Chiari is your cerebellum descending out of your skull. Man, that sounds pretty wild. Man, that doesn't sound good. There's no cure. Brain surgery is an attempt to halt symptoms. Well, God bless you, Mrs. Wombat. If you're dealing with that, that is unbelievable. I never heard of something like that before. Um, okay, let me go back here now. Let's see if I can go back, find the chat again. Let's see, there we go. He looks at Gene Salmon. Okay, well I got you subbed up, Mrs. Wombat. Maybe you'll do some. Maybe you'll do some new content. Uh, when there's CBT, when there's proof he threatened Colleen. I'm not involved with the Colleen and Marshall thing. It's not my thing. I've stayed clear of that. I put up my own content. I got my own stuff to do. So they're both adults. They can figure stuff out. So let's see. Last thing I'm going to do is get involved in that. Let's see. Off the hook at the gas stations. I can't believe the price of gasoline. You were like stunned when you came out of the desert of Yuma, and it was what was it, 260?
269 when we got to
Four
California.
ninety
What was
nine.
it?
One place was $4.99.
460 to $5 a gallon.
Mm-hmm.
It's unbelievable. I don't know how people afford it.
Thank you. TT Martin says first time here. Well, welcome. Traffic is crazy due to the outage coming. Traffic is always crazy up in this area. Gas is terrible. That's gonna force a recession in this country. That's gonna be the thing that tipped it over. What is Grey Gardens? What is it? I mean, is it a restaurant? Hello, Pecan baby. Nice to see you, sweetie.
Hey, Pecan, how you doing?
I think I've got it. Everyone is in line at the gas station. I think I've got a pretty good amount of gas in my rig right now. So gas tonight due to the PG&E outage, right? Oh, it's a movie. No, I've not heard of that. Have you heard of a movie called Eating Raoul? That was a funny movie. Love the Green Mile. Thank you very much, Forever Friend. You know, we have a tradition. 3 years we've done the Green Mile down there in October. It's like our Halloween thing. People, oh, Missy Jenn, you forced Missy Jenn to do the Green Mile. What you don't know about Missy Jenn is she's a diva, man. She loves to be an actress. She loves to be featured in little vignettes and things, and she loved it. It's a movie of Jackie Kennedy's aunt. Uh, let's see. Francis says Rosie Green Mile is brilliant. What do you edit with, hon? It's an expensive program. I use an in-phone program called CyberLink Power Director. I think I paid $19.95, and you buy it for life, and they're always upgrading it with new color.
To answer MM says, Leia, why do you hate Vegas? I don't like Vegas. The only reason I'm going is to accompany
Thank
Rosie.
you, Colleen.
If it wasn't for Rosie, I would never go back to Vegas.
Okay, well, God bless you, Mrs. Wombat. God love you. As I was telling people today, Marshall, I sat across, they have 4 chairs for infusion in this one room.
Yeah.
I sat across from this beautiful 22-year-old Thai Filipina mixed girl. And to see her struggle with just trying to get her vein, her artery to get this infusion in, and how those nurses just got torn up trying to help her and stuff. Yeah. And her boyfriend was just, what can you do? You just sit there and what can you do? You can't do anything, and it was terrible. Gas is about $3.70 in Mexico. Yeah, you got Pemex there, Johnny Wad, so you're all good to go. Hey, has follow. Let's see. My thoughts are with Mrs. Wombat. That sounds like a terrible, terrible thing. Have you ever heard of Dina Martina? No. Have you guys ever heard of Angela Johnson? She does the skit about the nails, the Vietnamese nail woman. She was great.
So, Rosie, how many people in the beauty community you think you got watching? We haven't talked about them in a while.
The beauty community? Yeah. I'm not sure what defines the beauty community. Is there such a thing? And
well, Vegas and Kat came from it, right? I don't see too many of them around.
Vegas would say she came from the value couponing.
Oh, shopping
she came
hall
from the value hall community.
But she's into the
Kat's beauty. The only one I ever knew that was. She said that she was in the beauty community there with makeup.
I think Vegas Vixen was in the beauty community, put makeup on.
Well, she was in it, but she would say that her channel, the backbone of her channel, was thrift and couponing and saving money. Right. What's up, Vinny G? Yeah, she's doing good, Vinny G. Thank you. Power out at midnight. Okay. Well, if we lose power at midnight, well, we'll just have to see. We have a terrible wind event coming, so we have to take precautions here. We were talking about that swatting. And the thing that shocked me most is at Vinny's recovery facility, they actually called in on him him there. Barbecue tomorrow. I don't want you to do it here anyway. Let's see. Missy Jenn's doing good. So anyway, trust me, when we do these little vignettes of these Green Mile, Missy Jenn loves being the actress in those little clips. So she loves doing that stuff. So it wasn't meant to upset anybody, those videos. One of my friends was really upset about that. Yeah, I got matches. I got everything here. Marshall has a nice generator. I have a PowerMate 2000. We have multiple cook stoves here. I have a propane dual burner cook stove. You
Yeah.
have a dual burner. Green Mile was funny. Thank you. Thank you. I've done that for 3 years in a row with Missy Jenn. You can just put Green Mile in my channel and you'll see all 3 versions on there. Um, for me, this trip about Vegas, Marshall, it's like my last farewell to like nice warm temperatures. Then beyond that, I'm not going to Vegas in January. I've canceled that. I'd rather be down in Mexico, to be
Right.
honest. I'd rather be down on the Baja Peninsula. Oh, thank you, Hop Frog. Thank you, the Mexicali. It was called the Ghosts of Mexicali there. That's the stuff I'm trying to do more and more of to follow my passions. I do follow baseball, but you have to understand that I cut my teeth on the Baltimore Orioles, which were a premier baseball team of the 1960s and 70s. They were a dominant baseball team, and I grew up with great baseball.
I notice as much as you talk about sports, I never see you sitting watching a game.
I don't watch.
You
I
don't
just read
watch.
about it.
You
Yeah, I
don't. Yeah.
keep up on it on the
Yeah.
printed thing. Let's see. Do you plan on visiting your mom before Mexico? I think he already addressed that before. Tooth Fairy, apple pie, root beer, and cinnamon moonshine last night. That sounds interesting. Let's see. That's all I'm trying to do. So Dodgers all the way. Well, I'll tell you, honey, the joy of my life was 1966 when the Orioles swept the Dodgers in 4 straight, baby. And I
So
grew up
why
with
is it that you don't watch them on TV? I'm just curious. Like
You know, because they're on the other coast, and I'm became
oh,
more of a Giants. I became more of a Giants fan, and then the Giants went on to win 3 World Series, so I was very spoiled here. And then the Warriors went on to win 3 NBA championships, so. And the 49ers look absolutely unbeatable this year. I expect to see the 49ers in the Super Bowl. Uh, this year. They really pasted the. Yeah, we beat the Phillies too. Sorry, Prepper. 1983, Baltimore Orioles beat the Philadelphia Phillies for the World Championship. 49ers are looking incredible. Warriors are trailers. I know you like your Bulls, your Chicago Bulls with Scotty.
what's my
Scottie
serious
Pippen.
Rosie or no?
Nice. I don't promote anything Yosemite. If you don't like it,
I
you don't. No,
no
you don't. You don't put me. You don't tell me what to do on my channel. Okay.
Rosie, what was your favorite
I don't let people tell me you promote it. Nonsense. I have a good fun chat when I come on. I'm not going to buy into your concept of because somebody's here is promoting them.
What's your favorite thing?
I think Babe Ruth. Yes, Babe Ruth was started with the Baltimore Orioles. My grandfather grew up right across the street from Babe Ruth. They won in '84 too. I want to see a playoff game between the 49ers and Saints. That would be good. I want to see the 49ers and the Patriots. That's what I would like to see. I would love to see that. Go Cards. Odom. Go Cards. When Jen first moved here, the first year, the Kansas City Royals won the World Series, so she was very excited
I think
about that.
baseball
What was
was
the thing about the Bulls that
Oh well, the Bulls when
Scottie Pippen and he was
When
married to an Assyrian?
Oh yeah, Scottie Pippen married an Assyrian woman named Larsa Yonan, and he had a few kids with her. And she cheated on him with the rapper called Future,
Wow, she
and
cheated on
she
him.
cheated on him, and he took
Usually it's the other way around.
he took her back. And when we went to Chicago in 1990, when my family moved there, the Bulls started their dynasty.
Yeah.
They started their three dynasty, and I started to really get into the Chicago Bulls. And then after I moved out of Chicago in '93, Michael left basketball for a couple of years. He went to baseball.
He went to play baseball for the
Yeah,
Chicago
before he came
White
back,
Sox.
exactly.
Yeah.
Before he came back into three-peat. And when I went back to Arkansas,
And he sucked. I'm sorry, he wasn't a great baseball player.
yeah. But what I remember about the years '94, '95, I remember when Michael left. But then I went back to Arkansas, and I started watching the Razorbacks, and they won the championship in '94. We beat Duke.
Man, that's weird.
And then in '95 we were going to win it again, and we lost to UCLA. we were gonna win it again in '95, and it broke my heart because I thought the Razorbacks were gonna have a two-peat with college. I like basketball.
You know what really bothered me growing up
What?
was when I was a kid. UCLA won the NCAA basketball championship under John Wooden like every friggin' year. UCLA was so dominant. I got so sick of that. Just like I got sick of Muhammad Ali always winning until I finally prayed that somebody would knock his block off.
Who finally beat him?
Well, I know Joe Frazier bested him once, and I think he lost about three pro fights. But I don't like teams that just.
Who finally beat UCLA?
I'm not sure who beat, but they were just so dominant under John Wooden in the 1960s. It was amazing. Greatest basketball player of all time, Larry Bird. I might have a little bit of debate. So who
were you a fan of, the Celtics or Lakers in the 80s?
Oh, I was a fan of the Baltimore Bullets back then, man. I didn't care about them. The Bullets, Wes Unseld, and come on, man. They
never won nothing.
They won a championship.
Only one, I think.
Well, you moved to Chicago and the Bulls dynasty began. I moved to Santa Rosa and the San Francisco Giants dynasty began. And just the San Francisco 49ers dynasty had ended. Joe Montana, Steve Young, and
I could watch football, but I think baseball is a boring sport.
Yeah, San Antonio Spurs. There you go. Fibromyalgia. I bet it does suck, Colleen, because they really don't now know how to do that. Okay, should we roll the Clippers fight song again? Yeah, let's do that. Okay, here we go. Let's have a replay. This is what I cut my teeth on, Marshall, growing up. This was my joy in life. Minor league hockey. All right, here we go. When you Baltimore Clippers, when you Clippers from Baltimore, fight you Baltimore Clippers. For the Baltimore score, defensemen, forwards, and goalies will win without a doubt. For Baltimore and Maryland, every clip, get ready. I grew up as a kid, 10 years old, going to minor league hockey. Baltimore, fight you Baltimore Clippers and score. Get ready, McFly, half step. Man, they'd be throwing hot dogs on the ice, hot chocolate. It was Baltimore, man. It was like riots. When you practically take your life in your hand and take the bus home. Yeah, Rosie's days in Baltimore, What a ghetto, man. You think Little Rock was there? Brooks Robinson came out of Little Rock, man. I know, Laura. I'm going to tell you the disaster of 1969. Take it up a half step. Big finish. When you Baltimore Clippers, every time they scored a goal, the whole place be rocking. Fight you Baltimore Clippers and score.
I'm gonna get hit up with a copyright on it. Right?
I'm not monetized, so it doesn't matter. On here. It's one of the joys of not being monetized. I can pretty much do what I want to do on the channel. Let me tell you about the heartbreak in 1969, okay? 1968, 69 were the worst years in Baltimore history. Look at it this way. The Jets beat the Colts in the Super Bowl, 1968. Broadway Joe Namath, right? Beat the Baltimore Colts. The Bullets lost to the New York Knicks. Okay, and what was the last one? The Orioles lost to the New York Mets. It was a brutal New York beatdown.
You remember? Okay, let me quiz you on this. What happened in 1968 that was really famous?
1968?
In music.
Oh.
I won't tell you. Let's see if you remember.
I'm not much of a musicologist in the 60s.
It's the year that Elvis came back. on
Oh, was
NBC.
that the
The
Las Vegas
six no
comeback
no no
concert?
the '68 comeback special.
Oh,
Him
he
his
had the
leather
black
outfit on
leather on.
NBC.
Oh, he
Yeah.
looked good, man. He
And
looked
then in
good.
'69 he went back to Vegas.
Yeah, he looked good in that outfit
Well,
too.
he just
And
got out of Hollywood movies. He
he
hadn't
looked
been.
good, man.
The
My
Colonel
my
had him in contract movies
man,
for
my
years.
my grandmother just dragged us to Elvis movies when I was little. Blue Hawaii and all these things. All I would do is roll empty Coke bottles down. down I was a bad kid, man. I was a really bad kid. That was an amazing game, then, wasn't it? How about the greatest game ever played, the 1958 sudden death championship victory of the Baltimore Colts over the New York Giants, huh? First overtime championship game, first network TV to really put the NFL on the map. Johnny Unitas fades back in the pocket. He throws.
You
John
remember
Lennon
the
would be.
Bears? You remember when the Bears won in
Yeah, I
'85?
remember the Fridge Perry,
Who
man,
did they
taking
beat?
that ball over.
Who did
I'm
they
not
beat?
sure who did the Chicago's Bears beat in '85 for the. You remember Jim McMahon and the Fridge
I
Perry
was
and
too young, but I
oh
heard
my
about him.
God, it was amazing. I never saw a big guy taking the ball over the goal line like that. The Fridge Perry,
They were good
yeah.
at defense, right? The Bears, right?
Yeah, in '68, I knocked out a bully in junior high school. There you go. Oh my God. uh,
So who's going to be in the Super Bowl this year? Super Bowl's coming up pretty soon,
oh,
right?
I think the 49ers will probably play the Patriots if I had to make a guess at the Super Bowl this year. This 49ers just look amazing.
Who's your favorite quarterbacks that you like throughout the years? Running backs, quarterbacks.
Well, I always liked Marshawn Lynch because he came out of Cal. Uh, Goff, the quarterback, came out of
How
Cal.
about Dallas Cowboys? You ever like them?
No, I never liked it. Luckily, the Colts beat them in the 1970 Super Bowl and Jim O'Brien's field goal. So that was a good year. Johnny U, man, I used to eat at his
How about the
restaurant.
Oakland Raiders? You're supposed to be your team, right? You're closer to Oakland, right?
No, I never. Janet Fields, her team is Oakland. She loves
Oh.
the Oakland A's. I sort of adopted the Giants as my team. Yeah, I remember that Joe Smith, that terrible March night when the Colts snuck out of town on the Mayflower moving van. And I remember people laying in front of the bus. You just don't know how big the Colts were in Baltimore. You have no concept. And it was like overnight they
Were
just cut the gut out of the
Were
city and
you more
moved them
into
to
baseball or football when you were young?
baseball.
Really?
Baseball.
Baseball.
But we
Baseball
were we
was.
were lucky that the same announcer, Chuck Thompson, who went into the Hall of Fame, was the announcer for
What do you think
the.
about Harry Carey, the announcer?
I wasn't really into Chicago too
Oh, okay.
much. Chicago was always like losers to baseballs to us. So I don't
Yeah.
know the White Sox and all that. I'm going on to Vegas on Sunday, Missy Jenn permitting. Yeah, damn Raiders are coming here. How about that, Mr. Z? Let's see. Let's see. Well, I love John Elway. Yeah, I just didn't like Elway because he refused to play for the Colts. You know,
My uncle used to tell me, he used to watch football. He says Montana is the best of all time. The best.
Joe
He's got the best
Montana
arm.
was great.
He'd throw it right in the hand of the running
Johnny
back.
Montana was great, but I really think that
Who's your greatest of all
I
time?
think that Tom Brady's probably the greatest
Really?
quarterback of all time because he can pull a rabbit out of his ass and just. I think Tom Brady's got to be the greatest quarterback of all time, at least in my opinion.
How about running back? Or no, wide
Let's
receiver.
see, Rosie. I bet Marshall doesn't even know the name of Elvis Presley's first original backup group back then. Ask him. Was it the Jordanaires? The Jordanaires backed up everybody, and
Who's the best running back and wide receivers of all time in football
best running backs.
and wide receiver?
Man, that's a tough one. There's been a lot of great wide receivers. I don't know, Marshall. I can think of a lot of them, but I just can nothing really. I can't think of who the greatest are. Kellen Winslow. Um, there's been some great ones. I mean, Raymond Berry was a great one for the Colts in his time. There was a lot of great
How about
ones.
Olympics? You ever watch Olympics?
Oh, I loved Olympics. I remember watching Bruce Jenner win the '76 decathlon. I couldn't believe it, man. That was really exciting. To me, that was like the penultimate. That was like always my favorite Olympic event because you had to win 10. You had to do well in 10 events: javelin throw, running, discus, shot put, all hurdles, 800-meter run. I always thought that decathlon was the greatest medal that you could win in sports. Speaking of baseball, can you ask Marshall if he's a pitcher or catcher? They take medals from cheaters. They should take medals from cheaters. Let's see, Randy Moss and Jerry Rice. Jerry Rice was a good one. Jerry Rice. Larry Zonka was a heck of a Jim Kick. Remember McFly, Jim Kick, and Larry Zonka. And good tight ends, Heinz Wirtz, and that big boy that plays for New England, that huge tight end.
What about college basketball, Rosie? You followed that or
Yeah,
not?
I follow college basketball. Maryland won a few titles, so I don't even know what the question is. It's hard to keep up with the chat. Larry was a bull. Let's see. Monique loves Tia. I love Monique. Let's see. Bronk.
Being from the east part of the United States, I'm surprised you're not a Boston Celtics fan.
No, I could care less. I grew up with the Baltimore Bullets, man.
They're nobody. Rosie.
They were somebody, Marshall. They were always competitive. They won a championship. But Jerry Rice was from my hometown. My son played football with his cousin. Gronkowski. Thank you, Cheryl. Thank you. Oda May says, woo, tight ends.
I want to learn more.
Kansas Jayhawks were always good. And I grew up in the ACC. Duke, North Carolina State, Maryland, Virginia. They were always the best of the best down there.
Hey, I had a question about Baltimore. I know you talk a lot about the crabs and all that, and crab cakes, but you never talked about if there's any good, because there's a lot of black people there, like soul food, barbecue, stuff of that nature.
Yeah, we used to have a place called Leon's Pig Pen, Marshall, that I went to in college, but it was in the worst neighborhood, so one guy had to keep the car running while the other guy ran.
You never really showed it. You never really showed besides the crab
I
cakes.
didn't spend that much time there. I had to get to Detroit to resume the travels up there. Let's see, the Blue Moon Boys. I'm not sure. The Blue Moon Boys. I don't even know. To me, the Jordanaires were the most underrated musical group in the history of the world. They backed up everybody. Elvis, Patsy Cline.
Another thing that surprises me about you, Rosie, even you and Jen, that you guys barely watch any TV.
We don't watch TV.
When I had an apartment or cable, I'll put the TV on, but I never see them put the TV on.
I never put the TV on.
She never puts the TV
on. I never put it on. We canceled most.
And you don't even have any channel. You don't even have USA. I wanted to watch Monday Night Raw, and I'm like, dang, she
Marshall,
have USA on there.
You put the money right here, and I'll get the USA Network
fired up right there. On this thing
I don't know, 10, 12.
Yeah, it says you had to.
I played all kinds of sports: baseball, football, basketball. I was a great point guard. I was nothing in football, but I was a good baseball player, a good outfielder. I could hit way over my size in baseball. Always great in baseball. I could run and catch the real long drives. And that's all I do, Monique. If there's a sporting event on, I like to watch it. So you're shocked, There just aren't enough hours in a day. I've never been at...
yeah, Rosie doesn't. That's what I'm surprised. I thought she would watch TV.
Yeah, I don't even know. What you have to do, Mr. X-Man Rules, is, and I apologize, I don't know who would have banned it. Just send me a Gmail. I can make it like new@gmail.com. with the link to the channel that you want unbanned, and I will fix that. Good night, Andrea. Love you, honey. Thanks for checking in on Missy Jenn today. Yeah, the Jordanaires were an American vocal quartet that formed as a gospel, and they're known for providing background vocals for Elvis Presley and live appearance from 56 and 72. And I'll tell you what, Cheryl, they backed up more country singers. Patsy Cline, they were the unsung backbone of country music.
I don't think he.
Crazy, ooh,
I
I'm
don't think Elvis
crazy
needed.
for
I don't
feelings.
think Elvis needed them.
Ooh, oh, he needed them. They're like a smooth carpet that you lay down, Marshall. That you put those notes on top of. Only sports I didn't on in school was lunch and recess. In my day, you could smoke at school in the courtyard and stuff. Let's see. I love Elvis Presley, man. He was a consummate entertainer. I love his Kentucky Rain. It's such a beautiful song. I like it when Marshall does in the ghetto. That
I'm
is
actually
mama
not a big
crying
fan of Elvis. I'm a
on
bigger
the
fan. I like Phil
hold it,
Collins.
Marshall, singing on a cold and dark November day. Another little child is on
I'm
the
more of a fan of Phil Collins. I like Phil
I
Collins.
like Phil Collins. The only
I love
song I
Phil
like of
Collins.
Phil Collins is "Against All Odds"
That's
or
a hard
"Against the
one to
Odds."
sing.
That's a beautiful song. So take a look at me. I never, Baltimore was on the south end of hockey with AHL. There was nothing south of Baltimore for hockey, so it was like very tenuous hockey. So I enjoyed hockey because of the checking into the boards and
Yeah.
all that. I love that stuff. I just absolutely love that stuff. Um, I'd like to play very physical sports. Like when I was a point guard,
I
I'd always have my hand up on the other player and drive around them and things.
I
And
played
people are like, "You're not supposed to touch me." The ref's like, "You're good. Just keep doing what
I
you're doing."
played basketball in middle school, and
Yeah, you said you
I
were
was
athletic.
very athletic. I was the
Did
top
you wrestle
defensive.
too? Did you wrestle?
No, no, I had a
Because
very
most Middle
small.
Eastern guys are like you have your
No, when I
build, but
was in my teenager, I was only
oh,
135 pounds. I was very small, but I was very fast. I was the top defensive player. I would steal the
oh
ball
wow,
every time, and I had a good long range shot, and I was really good at
oh
I
that's
was really good
nice.
at
That's good.
defense.
I
You
played
know,
before they really had the 3-pointer, so you really had
I had a
I
really
could
long
I
range
could
shot.
drive or I could shoot a little bit from the outside or I could set up. I was always the leading and assists on getting the ball into the forwards.
But I was a monster on defense.
That's good.
I was a terror. I would always knock the ball out of people's
Forever
hands.
friends like, haha, I bet you did love physical sport. And I told people it was weird in high school when I mentioned one night I mentioned it on a chat one night back in my day. I went to an all boys high school. We swam naked at winter time. The coach would be like, okay, we're starting our swimming month. We'll see you at the pool. And everybody stripped down and we all sat on a little 1 inch tile floor and everybody had a waffle butt on their, on the back of their butt. Could you imagine in a school these days having high school boys all swim. I mean, it wouldn't even be possible. It was just a different. Yeah, we're gonna take Marshall out to the range. We're gonna get him proficient on a firearm. Yeah, and get his confidence level up. Should be noted. I can't believe that the Doobie Brothers aren't in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. You know?
Doobie Brothers.
Yeah. China Grove and all their big hits. Yeah, I always film it. We always do we have a lot of range videos out there. I'm happy to take a little bit of training and how to hold in the right stance. Jen's really good at instructing and she can get the right stance. It'll be fine out there. You don't wear glasses, do you? How's your vision? Is it pretty good? I mean, you don't wear
No,
glasses, so um let's see. No, he'll be shooting. I mean, it's not, like a Glock is the easiest gun in the world to shoot. So what we'd like to do is do one-handed and then left hand and right hand and then, our traditional stance out there. What do you think of Dick's Sporting Goods taking down all these? So I think it's ridiculous, Tim Jones, to would they destroy like $8 million of rifles or guns? How ridiculous! October 19th. Gil McLovin, I believe you. I'm afraid that the money supply is getting out of control. The overnight lending rate between banks is zooming up between 10%. I'm telling you guys, I'm telling you guys, there's some. If you got your seismograph on, you can hear some low rumbles in the banking system that some people are
Well,
having.
are we
Some
in,
companies are having trouble funding themselves, and I'm just telling you, the overnight
are
borrowing
we,
window is shooting up
are
to
we
10%.
getting close to what happened in '08?
No, we're getting closer to what happened in 29.
What do you mean
Okay,
29?
the big crash of 29 that touched off the Great Depression.
But wasn't '08 like that, where gas prices went
No,
up and lending was really low
no, I mean,
when the
08,
housing
oh
crash?
08 was a Sunday school picnic compared to 1929. So, yeah, I think we do, McFly. I think we're already in a recession right now. There's all kinds of weird
But what happened in '08?
There's all kinds of weird shit happening at the Fed borrowing overnight window right now. What happened in '08 is real estate got overextended, too much debt, and too much crappy lending
But why was
countrywide,
gas was high at like 4.50 a gallon?
countrywide, and then Ben Bernanke put a gun to the head of the chairman of Bank of America and forced him to buy
Well,
countrywide
my main
mortgage.
question is: there any similarities? Because I remember '08. That's what's going on now to what happened in '08.
No,
There's
none.
nothing. No.
The only thing that's different this time is the Fed has no operating room to save the recovery, to save the economy this time, because there's all you can do is go to negative interest rates, which are a disaster. So they've painted themselves into a
So this
corner.
crash is going to be worse than
Yeah,
'08.
this will be equivalent to 29. There's too much debt to be liquidated in the world. So
So what's going to happen then? What's going to happen
I
in the
don't want to
crash?
really talk. I don't want to be gloomy on here. I want to keep it positive. I'll tell you what's going to happen. Other things, it's like you'll be glad that you saved some money, and I've seen unemployment rocket up from current levels to astronomical levels in a couple months. So let's see. Well, that's why I'm holding off. People say, "Oh, buy property in San Diego." Yeah, the cycle will come around again. You're going to have a ton of foreclosures. There's a lot of stuff going on. There's too much leverage in the system right now. Let's see. I have a 7.62 by 54. I want him to shoot too much weaponry there. So, hey, we can go out to the desert, Mr. Z, if you want, or something like that. I'm a girl. I can talk classic sports with you. The Babe and Charles Lindbergh, 1927, baby. That's it. There you go, Laura. Lindbergh was a big Nazi lover. Just to know if I should withdraw it all. I am one of the biggest Elvis Presley. Hey, Todd says I am one of the biggest Elvis Presley collectors, including many of his personal. You probably didn't like Elvis Presley because you got shoehorned because you looked like him. Hey man, you look like Elvis. You must sing Elvis tunes.
What do you mean?
I mean, people looked at you and say, "Hey, you look like Elvis." At what age did people first start?
Oh, people used to always tell me when I was young that I used to look like the Karate Kid.
Okay,
They always told me I look like
Ralph
the Karate Kid.
Macchio.
Yeah.
And at what age did the Elvis thing? 18, 20?
Oh, the Elvis thing? Nobody ever said I looked like Elvis until I started doing the sideburns.
Oh,
And
okay.
in 2006 is when I started
Well,
being an Elvis tribute artist. But then when my hair was short, they would always say John Belushi, John Belushi.
I never,
And
I
then,
never thought you looked a little. I thought you looked like Elvis. I mean, when in 2013, when I first saw you, 2014,
but
I thought you looked like Elvis.
when I was young, people always used to say you look like the Karate Kid. They always used to call me the Karate Kid. And then in 2006, like I said, it was a lot John Belushi, John Belushi. Then I did the Elvis. They always call me John Belushi.
Wow.
But
Okay.
you know,
Let's see. Henry Ford was a big lover. He took out articles in the Saturday Evening. He had a whole series of anti-Jewish articles and things. That's why
I want to tell
a lot
Monique
of
something if you
Jews, a
don't
lot of
mind.
Jewish people to this day will never
Can
buy
I
a
tell her
Cadillac.
something?
Will never buy a Lincoln. They'll always buy a Cadillac.
Can I tell something to Monique?
Of course.
Yeah. Elvis's birthday is January 8th. And there's this famous club in Chicago on Division Street. It's called Mother's Club. you know. And they were having this Elvis competition one day there for his birthday. Like if
Yeah.
somebody won it, you won something or
Yeah.
whatever. And it was about, I don't know, it was a long time ago, maybe over 10 years ago. And there was a lot of Elvis tribute artists in there. And anyways, the person that ended up winning the event, the funny thing was they were going by crowd applause, and the person that won wasn't even an Elvis impersonator.
Oh wow.
But you know what the funny thing is? I walked in there, and I was younger and I was much thinner, and and I walked in there, and I knew that I was the best looking Elvis in there. And everybody in the club, I'm talking 20, 30 people, everybody started coming around and taking pictures with me. No, seriously. And then everybody was looking like, who the hell is this guy? And I walked in with a maroon velour sport coat. And my confidence soared so high that I was the only Elvis tribute artist there that people were taking pictures with. And at that time, I knew that like cemented to me that I was like the best looking Elvis in Chicago, and
Hey Tina.
my confidence just soared up, and that's the truth of what happened, Monique.
Well, I got to be honest.
But she's hanged out with me in Tijuana.
Oh, I know. I mean, he was okay. I'll just. Oh, yes, you were a celebrity on the streets of Tijuana. Yes, it was like.
Was I a celebrity in Los Algodones?
Yes. And Mexicali. Everybody was like, Elvis, Elvis, Pictora, can I take your...
I wasn't Elvis in Mexicali.
No, but when you were in Tijuana, you definitely, I mean, everybody knew that you were Elvis walking down the...
they called me El Toro, right?
El Toro, the bull, yeah. El Toro Elvis, yes, Elvis the bull.
Right. And you can see the reactions from the girls, how much they liked it.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
I mean, I was more impressed with the reaction of the guys were like, you know...
Didn't you see the girls though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I got to be honest, it happened.
Yeah, so
it was pretty funny. I mean, it was like when he had that black paisley on with the high collar. I mean, you couldn't help it walking, and they're just thinking it looks like Elvis, you know, coming down the street.
So they named
and all the people at the clubs, Elvis, how you doing? And he starts to get pissed because he doesn't want to give a free picture away. The stand was a picture, and he'd be like, you know, nah, you know, and you know, a lot of people wanted to get their picture taken.
I'm officially known as El Toro in Tijuana.
Yeah, El Toro.
And Rosie's known as Titas Grande in Los Algodones.
Big tits, yeah, down there. Thank you, Todd. I tried to have a lot of laughs on here and not get down into all the negative. I like to laugh. We did have it on. I do have it on a video down there. Who's your favorite celebrity? I really don't have a favorite celebrity. There was a guy named. There was a great Elvis tribute artist in Las Vegas that I recorded his performance, and he actually commented underneath of my video.
There's a lot of people.
No, this guy was really good. I can't think of his name. It was like
there's a lot of people who have a good Elvis voice, like Harvey, but they don't look like Elvis at all. For example, Harvey. He's got a great voice, but he can't pull off the look.
Well, I mean, he didn't. He didn't hand out his. He didn't put out his hand and ask for money, but I'll be honest, after a while you could tell he was kind of getting annoyed with everybody calling him out on the street to...
I find it flattering. Okay. I didn't find it annoying. I find it flattering that there's working girls, hookers, street people, taco people. People treat you in a different way, actually.
We're caught in a trap. Ooh, I can't look back. Because I love you too much, baby. I love that comeback special.
Whoa. Why can't you see what you're doing to me? But anyways.
Oh, Laura, when he had his... Laura, honestly, come on, let's be real. When he had his hair back and he had that black paisley shirt on, come on. I mean, these
I've got Elvis's lips. If you look at my lips and you look at Elvis's lips...
Did he like to shoot out televisions? I never knew that. Is Handsome Robert in here? Robert Sharp! Hey, Handsome Robert, how are you? There he is. Yep, that's him, Robert Sharp. Handsome Robert, how are you? Nice to see
Robert, find a
you.
Middle Eastern place in Oakland instead of
I know,
Chinese.
Joe. I can't wait to see Handsome Robert again. We got to have you up to the rancho here, Robert. I know you've been awful busy. You take over for a few minutes.
Oh, sure.
All
Okay,
right.
cool,
You
cool.
need anything, a beer or
Oh, no, I'm
anything?
okay. I'm
Okay.
just sipping on my coffee here. I got some
Because I
turquoise.
love you too much, baby.
But Robert, I know Rosie likes.
I like Robert a lot.
She likes Chinese food, but man, is there anywhere else to eat in Oakland besides Chinese?
Yes, we were going to go to the Evelyn and the barbecue place.
I've seen Rosie and you know, eat Chinese food down there, but is there anywhere else down there that's good, man? Any Middle Eastern places, barbecue, anything else? Because I know Oakland is a really happening food scene. But you and her always go to the same Chinese restaurant over and over again. I don't know, Robert. Yeah, I'm just chilling out here, trying to recover from my dental stuff. So, where's all the Elvis Travels fan subscribers here? Press 69 if you're an Elvis Travels fan. They're mixed. They're watching me and Rosie here and there. Bergs, did I ban you? I don't know if that was you or a troll account that came in today. Bergs, was that you that I banned, Bergs? I don't know. Somebody came in with a Berg show on my channel and I banned them, but I don't know if that was you or if it was like somebody else. I'm not sure. Yeah, they're Bergs. Well, then you said something trolls, that's why I banned you. Yeah, I'm just chilling at her. So, let's see. Robert Sharp. I guess Robert didn't answer my question. Robert, I asked you a question. Where is there else good to eat in Oakland besides Chinese? I don't think you answered me, brother.
Man, we got to cook up that codfish, Marshall.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to eating some of Rosie's cod. I like that codfish.
I do too, rock cod.
Raw cod, man.
That's what we put some Louisiana fry on that. Man, that stuff is good. We're going out again. We got to eat down on that stuff. They want to know if you're going deep sea fishing.
No, I'm not going deep sea fishing. I don't know how to swim. I'm not getting on no boat. I'm not putting my life on the line to go on a boat. That's not a good thing. We tried going to a barbecue place, but the reception was poor. Oh, okay.
Look at this, Mark.
Well,
Freezer full of that stuff.
the rock cod.
Yeah.
Do you have to thaw that out, or can you fry it frozen?
No, you can't fry it. It's frozen. You got to thaw it out.
Oh yeah, that's cool. Robert said there was a barbecue place, but y'all were headed.
Yeah, we're going to do that next time, Robert. That's the place where you were in the parking lot with the 99
How do
cents
you know?
store.
Is it good?
We didn't have it.
Oh,
I don't know what happened that night. Why didn't we go there that night, Robert? Why didn't you learn to swim when you were a boy? Did you have a pool or anything when you were in your area growing up?
there was a pool, yeah, but I never learned how to swim.
Uh,
My dad was a really good swimmer. He used to swim in Lebanon, in Greece, and he always wanted me to learn how to swim, but I never really learned how to swim. I never went to learn how to swim.
I
You
know
know?
we have a power outage. We have multiple generators here,
But
so
going on a boat if you don't know how to swim, that's
no, it's
it's
not. You can't go in a deep. Well,
no.
the sharks will get you anyway out
Well, you'll
there.
drown to death. So
Well, you'll die of hypothermia.
I don't like
Actually,
boats. I don't like to be around water.
this water's no joke out there. It's in the low
Yeah.
50s. You'll be dead in 15 minutes when you hit the water.
Well, if you don't know how to swim, you'll drown, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But even so, even if you can swim for 15 minutes,
Yeah.
you'll die because your body can't generate heat fast enough to replace what's being lost in that water.
How many people have died on that boat?
I don't know. Many years ago, he shortcutted instead of going out to the channel and coming in. He tried to shortcut across, tore out the bottom of the boat, and a few people died. Let's see. I'm on the. Oh, Tina's on the Zinfandel tonight. Put him on the arm floats. Yeah, there's life, but you'll die in the water. It's just after 15 minutes.
And even if you get a life preserver, how do you get back up on the boat when you're in the water? How are you
Well,
going to
they
get back up?
they hook you with a gaff and they bring you, but the boat will be sinking at that time. So, um, it's terrible. Um, yeah, stuff happens. It tore out the bottom of the boat, and
No.
a lot of.
If you want fish, you can go to a fish market. Or go to where they bring it by water. Where the boat, don't they have an area like that?
Yeah, they do. Bodega Bay. I'll take you over there to
Yeah.
check it out sometime. You can buy stuff, but we're going to be loaded with seafood. We got too much seafood to eat here. Yeah, they hook you with a gaff. Um, hey Shannon, it's the scariest thing is the great white sharks that sit offshore because the fishing is so great there. The abundance of fish. Shannon is rude. I don't know what that's about. I'm gonna send you a really good pair of glasses. I'm just, Laura, I'm telling you, don't hate me if I'm on the streets of Mexico and he has his black paisley shirt on and people are calling him out left and right on the streets. I mean, I can't help it. I can't help it. I mean, it's just the reality of what happened down in. I don't care whether it was Los Algodones or Actually, it was T. They in Los Algodones. They were calling you Elvis too down there.
Without my Elvis shirt.
Yeah, without your Elvis.
Well, that's
shirt.
because that they've known me because I've got to know everybody. But I just think that I think Rosie's interest in Vegas and Reno has been really decreasing.
Was you drinking? Oh man, let's see. I blocked her before the fifth meltdown. I'm not sure. I don't know who that is. Talk baseball and goofball. Can we get video proof of the Cheryl? It happened. My hand on the Bible. It happened a lot, especially in the night in Tijuana down there. I guess if I put all my stuff to music. I guess if I removed the music, you could hear them actually calling on the street. But I set everything to music to do that night. So, uh, no, I don't. I love going to Vegas. I do. I just enjoy it. This is like the final fling, and you consider Line Screw's going to be down there. Marshall's never met Line Screw before.
One thing I've always, even Mr. X said this about Rosie, and Rosie is not a gambler.
No.
She's not I mean, is she a
I'll play
foodie?
Texas Hold'em because I'm playing the person,
Yeah.
not the cards.
She's not a gambler. She's not really. She's not a club person. She's not really a club person. So you knock out the nightlife. You knock out the gambling. The only thing
Well,
left
like
is
I'm
the
saying, I'm not a club person in the
uh,
sense that I'm not looking to get laid
yeah.
in Vegas. You know.
She, in other words, and then you have the food, the buffet. She's not really a buffet person. She's an
No.
Asian. She's a person who loves Asian food. She's obsessed with Asian food. That's her genre. And so, if I was Rosie,
McFly.
I wouldn't see. There's nothing in Vegas that street chooching. You can do that anywhere. You can do it right here. So it's like I don't see what this
No, I
attraction
mean
of hers is.
I like the lights and the neon and all that kind of stuff down there. So,
But you can get that anywhere. You can get that in San Francisco.
well, you can't get the lights like they have in Vegas. I mean, there's nothing even remotely
Look,
related.
you see Fremont
Thank you,
Street
Todd.
downtown one time. You see it a million times. It's
Well,
like
I'm going to get it cinematically. I hope this time. I love Asian
I
food.
think I
Good
think
morning, Dawn.
I think what would be interesting to see Rosie do is to get some
Exactly, Juice.
some live music. In other words, when you talk about a town like New Orleans, it might not have all the fancy lights, but to get like a live band, um, and you can't get struck on that most of the time because it's not like a CD karaoke music, but it's like you
Thank you,
see it one
Patsy.
time, you see it a million times. Like you see the beach one time, you see it a million times. It's the same thing. But
Monique.
I don't see this. There's nothing actually, in my opinion, that would draw. Besides the lights, she's saying. I mean, but like, there's more of that on the strip. There's more light. There's more of that on
You
the
know,
strip. I just don't see what the
you
draw
know,
is.
you know the smartest gambler I knew, and they did a special on him about 10 years ago. And this guy was really smart. He went to the casino and he negotiated with the King's Casino. He said, "I want to be a whale." And he started playing small and he started to learn the game of blackjack. And you can actually go in and negotiate with casinos. You have what's called a casino host that will be assigned to you, and they'll give you anything you want. Okay? And what he did, as a lot of big time whales do, he negotiated that the property would cover 20% of his losses. So when he went to play, excuse me, blackjack, he would take hookers and porn stars in with him, and they would distract like the dealers, and sometimes the dealers would make mistakes and stuff. And that's how he got his edge by having the house buy back 20% of his losses, and all of a sudden he turned the game to his
As
favor.
much as you like sports and that you talk about
I'm good on sports betting.
tonight, why
I'm
don't
good.
you go to a sporting game? Why don't you go to a game? It seems like you're so much into it.
Yeah, because I
Uh,
can follow it very closely without going and paying, $12 for a hot dog and
but
$15 for a beer.
for a beer,
Thank
yeah.
you, Laura.
I'm just saying, if I was into sports as much as she is, I would go to go to the games. You know,
I don't
I'm
really
not
think he
into.
looks yellow. I don't think you're.
No, I just got
No.
tan from the desert. That's
Yeah,
why.
yeah.
That's why.
No, I don't think he's yellow. Rosie on a winning streak one night. Yeah, I was. I'm good at slots. I can roll from machine to machine and parlay my winnings. Do you like Patsy Cline?
Mm-mm. No.
Let's see. Yes, I played baseball, football, and basketball. The big three. October 19th is 10, 19, 10 plus 1, 9 equals 119. Reversed is 911. Interesting. Rose rather pocket three. Yeah, I mean, I've always done well in sports book, particularly college football. I've always done well on that. I don't know who banned you, Mr. X-Man. I apologize to you. You've always been very nice in my chats. I don't know how much has been collected for the van build. I wasn't around today to follow it, so I love babies, but I couldn't eat a whole one. Ooh. I gotta use the bathroom for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this we have a potential catastrophic. We have catastrophic fire conditions,
Okay.
which is as high as it goes on the scale. And unfortunately, in this area, you have some kooky homeless people that will go up to the hills and purposely
Set
light
something
fires
off.
and shit. So that's the real downside of this situation.
Oh, sure.
That's how screwed up some people are, that they'll go purposely set a fire.
Set a fire, yeah. Well, I guess maybe we'll. Well, she's got to watch Jen. Maybe I could head to another city for a few days. Somewhere outside of the fire, wherever the fire danger is at. I don't know. Maybe I should get out of Dodge for a few days and get out of the fire situation. I don't know. I mean, I've never dealt with this kind of fire thing. I don't know how it works. But yeah, I'm just trying to recover from this dental hair. It's been tough. I'm really banged up, so just trying to get over this every day.
Marshall, I still can't believe Border Nomad walked 2 miles to another.
So if I was gonna get out of Dodge for a few days out of this fire situation, what would how far would I have to go?
I don't know. Just find a good commercial strip that doesn't have any trees overhead of it. That's my best recommendation.
We're talking geography area.
Yeah.
Where would
Yeah,
you go?
anywhere
How far?
around. Yeah, anywhere around. You're mobile, you know. I mean, if something happens, they'll start moving people towards the ocean. They'll start pushing people west because the wind will be coming from the east and driving the fires down the hill. And
Oh, you mean it comes from the east all the
yeah,
time? Okay,
yeah,
that's what I'm trying to understand the whole
yeah.
mechanics behind this. I don't know what this.
Usually, we'll
It
have
starts from the east. It comes from
yeah.
the east.
Usually, we'll have a sea flow, a clockwise flow that brings the ocean air into the
So the
counties.
more west you are, the safer you are, basically.
Yeah, but get me. Understand what I'm saying. Normally, we have a clockwise flow of air, which brings ocean, like an afternoon, it brings the cool weather in.
But
Occasionally, especially in autumn and fall, you get the Diablo, what they call the Diablo winds. The flow reverses to a counterclockwise. It brings the hot air off the desert and it drops the relative humidity down to below the teens, you know,
right, that's
8,
what's happening now.
9%. And that makes it an extremely dangerous situation. And the winds are high with those events, with very low humidity and high winds. And all it takes is somebody to toss a cigarette butt or something out the window, and it's on. So I don't know. I always tell him to move up to the chat. He always sits in the back. I don't know why. So
Well, no, you can read it. You're closer where I can.
yeah, fruit. Well, we can't prune the fruit trees until the leaves fall off, and we have to have the dormant season. You don't prune fruit trees until about December. And you have to spray them with the copper so that they don't get the peach leaf curl.
You're not far away from these hills here. You're only probably about a
Why
mile
is
and a half.
CBT so worried about whether you're boondocking or staying in the sign sack? What's the difference?
If you're,
You know, he comes and goes. I mean, I don't know why it's such. Good night, Robert.
if you're about a mile and a half.
He's come and gone multiple times on the rancho here. So
You're about a mile and a half from the hills here.
from where?
How far are the hills from here?
Oh, they're about 5 miles that way.
So it's going to take quite a while for the fire to get
Well,
over here for 5
the
miles.
last fire event, the fire was moving a football field every 3 seconds. The length of a football field, 100 yards every 3 seconds.
That fast?
That fast.
So how come it didn't burn the whole city then?
Because it came in at the northern end of it. Okay, the wind wasn't. If the wind had shifted and come from the north down,
I thought you
it
said
would
it
have
comes from
taken
the
it.
east.
It does.
Oh.
So it took off the northern part of the city.
Oh.
If the wind had changed coming from the north, it would have taken out the whole center of town.
So was the
right
wind
there.
coming from the east when that fire happened?
Yes. Yeah. It was that counterclockwise flow that was bringing in the hot, dry air off of there. Let's Rashid Mack, Rancho Rashid Mack. Where you at? Yeah, yeah. You were talking about Turlock. Colleen's talking about Turlock out there. That's the area of the Syrian community out there.
Turlock, Ceres, Modesto. We have an Assyrian community. We have an Assyrian radio station.
Yeah, he just
TV.
got here, no talent bum. I mean, my goodness gracious. I have Missy Jenn as my top priority. I can't worry about, you'll have plenty of projects to work on here, but thank you for being so concerned. If the lights go off, do you know exactly where? I do. I know where all the lights are. Yep. Yeah, fires come very fast with the dry. It doesn't rain here for months and months and months and months and months. So yeah, I'm going to ask him to take the. We have an electric chainsaw and just take, cut up the logs that are down there. So. Missy Jenn gets loaded up with Georgie, period. Yeah, there'll be videos coming. Yeah. And I don't put everything that goes on the rancho on a video. Now I'm trying to do more cinematic stuff these days. These fires are no joke. I mean, 42 people died. In this, I'm giving Marshall a heads up so he doesn't lose his van or to a limb or anything like that. So you can't outrun a raging fire. That's right, because actually when the winds are driving forward, it takes the oxygen out of the air.
So when do you make?
There was some poor kid, 14-year-old boy, was running down and trying to escape the fire with his family up in the northern part of a different little part of the fire. And it overran him, and the kid died.
When do you make the decision to get out of Dodge?
When we get the warning through the system here.
How much time do you have when you get the warning?
Usually like 15, 20 minutes to pack.
Why would you want to take that? Why would you want to be in that?
Mr. Z.
Why would you not leave? Why would you want to take that chance when you only have 15, 20 minutes to get out of Dodge?
Because nothing's happened, right? I mean, the winds may not be as high. I mean, it's all unpredictable. Nothing happened last year.
But if everybody waits at that moment to get out, there'll be the whole city will be locked up with traffic, and people will die and burn.
Yeah, they'll tell you when it need to get out of there, and they'll get a good flow of traffic. They're much better prepared this time. Don't worry. I mean, we're not panicking here, Marshall. We've been through the worst of the worst of the worst. So, are you sure he's 37, not 12? Having a van or RV. Yeah, I mean, you got the ultimate vehicle for a bug-out vehicle if something happens. Well, but I don't think, what are the chances something happens? 10%.
But I'm just saying.
Are you going to move for 10%? I'm not.
You've got 200,000 people in the city.
Yeah.
And if you get the alert on your phone that you've got 20 minutes to get out of Dodge, and you've got this thing coming at you, you're not going to make it out. The whole city's going to get gridlocked. How are you going to make it out? The roads will get clogged up. You have to have at least an hour to get out.
I figure like this, Marshall. If it happens, it'll happen high up in the hills, and it might give you an hour or two warning. They might just say, just be prepared to go. You know, the following. I don't want to overstate it because the chances are very slim. They all have all kinds of fire watch cameras mounted up on the
Because
hills.
when a tornado comes, you get
A
at
couple
least
minutes.
no, you get more than that. You can look at the weather and see what they'll be telling you what's going on with the tornado. You'll get
What does that mean, CBT? Will he stay and help you, Rosie? Bet not. For which thing? I'm not sure. Um, just to find that a little better. Let's see. You can tell Rosie a parent by the way she. You know, I've been through this. I'm battle hardened here, man. I've been through the mill. I have been through the mill. For Marshall, this is fresh for him. He's never been in California. He's just understanding now, like, how does this place cool off in the evening and it's like hot during the day?
I'm used to Arkansas
Yeah,
weather where you have
yeah,
tornadoes coming in
yeah.
and getting ready for the tornadoes and stuff like that. Severe storm. This whole fire thing, I don't know nothing about how it works.
Pillbox hat. There we go.
The whole mechanics of
Very
it
nice,
and
Shannon.
what you do,
I
where
will
you go.
take a response. He wouldn't leave it. Oh, he would. I think he'd have to help us pack up if we had to. I've got to grab some. You know, my Fisher audios are right on that.
But I think just giving yourself 15, 20 minutes with a fire coming that fast, that's not enough time. You gotta get out you gotta get out of Dodge. I don't think 15,
We'll
20
be
minutes.
okay. We'll be okay. Like I say, they have a lot of fire watch apparatus up on the hills now. Too. You know, there's plenty more time. Last time that fire didn't get to us, it just it was about a mile north. So, well, he needs to. I mean, I don't want him parked under an overhanging limb and then wake up tomorrow to a crack and then his whole fiberglass shell is busted on top of there. So I don't want to take responsibility for that. If you felt this way about Dan, you would have loved life is a daring adventure. Yeah. Yeah, when you see me running, thank you, Samantha. Missy, Jenn, and I are fine. Nothing's happened. They're taking all types of precautions measures to turn off the power to the area. We may not be affected because we're considered in an ultra safe zone.
Well, they're afraid the transformer's going to catch on fire, right? Is that
No,
what it is?
they're afraid of power. A tree will knock down a power
Power
line,
line.
creating a snaking, sparking situation on the ground.
And then it'll cause a big
Yeah,
fire.
you really need to educate, like Colin. You really need to educate yourself. It took me a while to understand the whole. This is so different from the rest of the United States. So, yeah, relax and don't stress. There's nothing to worry about. Just make sure you're not parked under, where a tree limb could come down. Thank you, Shannon. Great chat to guys tonight. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Don't they have any
I'll be
coverage on
responsible.
TV?
I'll be responsible for more.
Don't
No
they have any
problem.
coverage on TV about this where you could, like a weatherman, where you could sit and watch what the guy's saying, like tornado coverage?
Yeah, you sign up for the.
No, not on the phone. I'm saying to put the TV on and
Well, I mean, it hasn't started. The wind isn't up yet. It starts tomorrow morning. So, and it's usually cool in the morning, and then the fire danger.
don't you have a weather radio?
No.
So you just rely on a text message on your phone.
Yeah,
You should have a weather radio.
We have what's called a Nixie system. It unites the whole county, and you get alerts on your phone if something happens. All of a sudden your phone goes bam. All of a sudden your phone goes bam, bam.
I don't think that's good
enough. This is
enough.
an emergency alert.
I was born and raised in Arkansas with.
The following neighborhoods are advised to evacuate immediately.
I was born and raised in
Marshall,
Arkansas.
I hate to tell you, earthquake should strike tonight.
You should have a weather radio.
Marshall, there could be an enormous earthquake tonight.
Right.
Okay, you're in the most dangerous city in America. Between earthquakes and fire danger, you're right in the epicenter, right here.
But I just think you should have a weather radio. That's a must as a weather radio. You should be tuned into a television and see what the weather people are saying. Not just rely on a message on your phone.
Have you ever worried about a gang over to? Yeah, I worry about that, Brandon. I worry more about in a situation of economic depravity. The day the welfare checks bounce that come every month, that's the time I worry about it. So
You've never been through tornadoes or severe storms, Rosie. I was born and raised in Arkansas.
okay, I understand that, Marshall.
I've been through. I know
But I'm
what
trying
power
to tell
outages
you,
are.
I've been here for 21 years.
Yeah.
In 20 of those years, we never had any fire problems. Now, which means about 4% of the time I've been here, I've been affected by a fire. Now, do you want to freak out about the 4% or the 96%? The odds are only 4% something's going to happen, okay?
Well,
You got the ultimate vehicle.
Are you prepared?
And if the winds get too high, you can bug out to the west. I mean, it's.
Are you prepared though?
Yes.
What makes you prepared?
Because I don't have that much stuff.
You got extra food, extra water. Are you really prepared? I don't really see you being as a prepper.
What do I know about Roku? Ask Rory about. Ask Rory about Roku.
What do you do right now if, God forbid, this
Marshall,
fire comes?
what if an earthquake hits?
Yeah, let's talk about the fire. If this fire hits now, and they
Marshall,
turn off,
you're too much on this fire. I shouldn't even have said anything. I said there's a high wind event coming tomorrow. They're gonna probably cut off power.
When the fire.
Now that doesn't mean a fire's coming. It just means that PG&E's finally got the brains to say, hey, if we turn off the power, if a tree takes out a power line, we're not going to have a sparking that'll
when
cause
you guys
a fire.
had the fire here last time, did they turn the power off with the big Santa Rosa fire? Did they turn
Not here, but a lot of neighborhoods, all their power lines melted and went down. I mean,
Are you prepared? I don't believe that you're prepared if the grid goes down.
Why don't you take responsibility then for getting us prepared? Tell us what we need to do.
You're supposed to be a prepper, right? Aren't you supposed to be a prepper? Rosie's got a lot of radios up here, but I don't see any non-perishable food, extra water. Is she really prepared if the shit hits the fan? It's a good question. It could be economic, earthquake, food. I mean, she's got this big house, or not a big house, but she's got a house.
Yeah, you should be prepared as a nomad, you know. Are you prepared?
Well, I've got a generator. That's my preparation. But you
I got a generator too. I got a generator too, you know. I shouldn't have said, my big mistake was talking. Now we'll be all freaking out the next 3 days. So, we've now, with his generator, there's multiple generators on the, it's fine,
if you don't
Colleen.
have fuel to run the generator ain't no good.
we have fuel.
How much fuel do you have?
We have about 10 gallons. Marshall, I'm not going to put a storage tank on the rancho. Okay?
Rosie has got a lot of fruit trees out here. Okay? But does she have extra water storage? Does she have fuel storage?
I have a well.
She's got a lot of fancy radios.
Marshall, I'm one of the last properties left in this city of 200,000 people within the core of Santa Rosa, the very center that has a well, okay, that we use to drive the irrigation over the whole property. I can easily tie the generator into that well and pump all the water that you want. Okay, we used it for years to make the best moonshine that you can believe on here. Okay, I'm just saying.
So what you're telling me is you're a prepper? Is that what you're saying? You're a prepper?
I don't feel like we're unprepared here.
Where's your extra food storage? Where's your non-perishable
I have tons of food stored here.
I
have life straws. I have all
ramen
kinds
noodles.
Of things. CBT says, do you have extra food, Marshall? Do you have extra...
well, I'm in a van. I'm limited. Rosie's in a home. She's got property. But I don't know if she's prepared.
We also have multiple thousand rounds of ammunition too, so... If I have to go grab somebody's water supply...
I don't know if Rosie is prepared for a long-time event, really. I mean, I know she's...
Marshall, stop freaking me out. Okay?
I'm serious. I
You
mean,
know,
it's
now you got this stuck in your head. The next 3 days, you're going to be bothering me. Are you prepared? You know, where's your water? We need to have water here. And
yeah. I was gonna ask her this. Are we prepared for this? You know, fuel can be cut out. Uh, the power can be cut off. You know, are we prepared for this? Seriously, yeah.
Monique.
This is a serious thing. Rosie can talk about baseball and all that
Look,
baloney,
man,
but
McFly will tell you a 9 millimeter and a couple thousand rounds will solve a lot of prepping issues when push comes to.
you got enough ramen noodles stocked up, Rosie?
I've got enough, Mark.
You have enough
Yes.
propane to cook that ramen?
I got a lot of propane canisters. We can also build a fire with the wood that we have around
What about
here,
water?
too.
Do we have enough water?
Remember, Marshall, I'm sitting on a well here.
Is that drinkable water?
Yes, it's drinkable. Okay.
How are you going to
I've
purify
used
that?
it
How
to
are you
make
going to make it
shine
clean?
and everything.
How are you going to filter that? You got a filter?
I'll give you a life straw. You can just immediately drink out of it. Okay.
Well, see that Rosie talks about I'm a prepper with TR prepper and
I
economic
love
times.
TR Prepper, man.
Yeah, man. You want to talk about prepping?
TR Prepper, where are you?
That's the question. Is Rosie prepared? She calls herself a big time prepper, but where's the preparation?
Marshall.
I mean,
there we go, Bergs. Marshall, if
I
it
mean-
happens, let's just determine that we'll die with our boots on. Okay.
That Jim Beam ain't gonna save you.
It'll be like Night of the Living
She's
Dead.
got all these fancy radios here, you know.
I
She's got all
just rewatched Night of the Living Dead, the original George Romero one, and it was great today. Marshall, trust me, you're in good hands with me. Okay, it was earthquake weather today. If the fire doesn't get him, yeah. Elvis, Rosie taught Jimmy. No, I think Jimmy Rance taught a lot of people how to be preppers and gave a lot of good sense. That was the best thing that he did. Let's see. No way in hell did sit back and crack a six pack. I like that. We'll be prepared. Okay, so we need to do some things to prep. So help us out
I was
here.
going to ask you this question.
So write up a
actually.
list then and help us prepare. You know.
What do you need to be prepared for an event? You're talking about an event.
I
where
can
there might be no power,
I can access water.
There might be no fuel.
I've got a lot of.
I
probably have 2 weeks of food in the place. I've got water. I can easily rewire the well
You got enough propane
to the
cook
generator.
The food.
I have 6 canisters of propane. You know, you're like, where's your gasoline? You know.
I don't see any propane tanks out here. Where's your propane
They're
tank?
in the garage. They're all in my.
Okay. I don't know if she's prepared really. I mean, she's got all these radios all over the place. I see more radios than propane tanks. I don't see. She calls herself, "I'm the transgender prepper. I'm on the prepper.
I never ever called myself a transgender prepper.
Well, you were on the TR
Yeah,
Prepper
but I didn't call myself that. You know. Good Lord.
I want to see, is she really ready when the shit hits
you
the
need to
fan?
buy us all these supplies. What's up, Smooth? How you doing? Smooth operator.
He's got Carl Buddig on stock, man. But it's not. You got to get something non-perishable. Is she ready? Is Rosie
Honey
ready?
Badger, what's going on? Nice to see you.
Shit, with all the storage she has here with these radios, she's got radios on the wall here, over here.
Yeah, McFly will tell you, situation. You want somebody with you that can make some moonshine in a hurry and keep the morale up of the troops. That's where I come in. You need to go buy all this. Well, why don't you help us put a list together so that we can buy the stuff? You know, how much water do we need? I mean, we got a well. We never really considered that to be a huge issue.
She doesn't have a water filtration system for that well. She can talk about that well all she wants, but she doesn't have a proper water filtration system.
I don't need water filtration.
Yeah,
It's filtered by it's all nature's filter down there. That's well water.
I used to have well water in Arkansas. It was terrible. It smelled like crap. There was sand.
This was good. This is good.
You have to have a filter system. You have to have a purifying system.
We'll drink a glass tomorrow and try
I grew up well watered in Arkansas. I know what it's like. It's not clean.
it.
She can talk about that,
You
but she has to
telling
have
me
water
in the
filtration.
center of the city of Santa Rosa there's a risk that my well water might be not real good, right?
Definitely, yeah. I used to have well water in Arkansas, and it's not clean. There's sand in there. It's
he
dirty. It
he
smells.
he is a water snob. He
Yeah.
is a water snob. He will buy this fancy ass water, and it's crazy. I'm like, how do you know this brand? Like, what is this stuff that you bought? It's an Italian sparkle. It's I got no idea what he does. I got no concept. I don't even ask. What is it? You know?
Yeah,
How
I
much
mean,
did that
it's.
bottle cost in Mexico? I don't know.
You're talking about the
I'm buying
Topo
a
Chicos.
71-cent Coke, and you're buying some kind of sparkly, crazy ass designer water.
It's Topo Chico Mexican sparkling water. And it's not that expensive. It's really good stuff. It's like Perrier or, Pellegrino, And Rosie's
I've never
drinking.
even had Pellegrino in my
Rosie's
life.
drinking. I don't know what the heck she's drinking. She's just.
Just slobbing on the 3.79 a case for the.
But Rosie, you're the one who joined the prepper community with TR Prepper,
I
and
joined the
yeah,
TR because he had a chat called. He wanted to have balance. He wanted to have a black guy. He wanted to have a redneck and a transgender on
transgender,
his
yeah.
chat. That's what he did. Oh man.
But prepping, being prepared, and having things is important. As a nomad, as a vendor,
Thank you, Gorby.
you need extra
I
water. You need
might I mean
non-perishable food.
I might need another beer tonight.
But I don't. Rosie never talked
I
about.
agree, Opiami. Bottled water is one of the biggest cons in history. But he likes really top shelf stuff. When he buys things, he always wants to buy the really good quality. Like, I don't know how you go to Mexico and you pick that off the shelf. How do you pick that compared to the other things?
What do you mean?
You pick this Giorgio Brutini water that you had or whatever you had in Mexico. What was it called?
Topo Chico.
Yeah, how do you pick that off from the other 15 that are on the shelf?
Well, because look, you got Perrier, you got Pellegrino, sparkling water. Every region there's sparkling water in Poland. It's all over the map.
I don't know. I just buy the plastic bottles and throw it in the van. I don't know.
But you
You
talk.
pulled plenty of them to drink the bottled water
Yeah,
out
but
out
like I
there.
said, you talk about reality. Rosie's a resident here of Santa Rosa. She has a property. She has a home. She has a big property. But is she prepared for the shit is to fan in the long run? We're not even talking about. We're talking about shit is to fan one
Our
scenario. We're
biggest
talking.
fear on the rancho is number one an earthquake that levels the whole place.
Right.
We had a terrible one in 1906 when the Great San Francisco earthquake came. Santa Rosa was disproportionately affected. It never made the news because of the size of San Francisco, but more death, more destruction per capita here in Santa Rosa. But yet Petaluma was untouched, 10 miles south. Go
They're
figure,
not on the
okay?
fault.
They were just lucky, okay?
Yeah.
Earthquake number one, okay? I can show you cracks outside, giant cracks. 69, another major one hit, took down the federal building downtown. Number two is an economic event that unleashes the forces of hell
Right.
in this neighborhood here.
Right.
All the punks, all the gangbangers unleashed. No police presence at all. Police just basically withdraw from the city of Santa Rosa and call it Fort Apache.
You don't
And
think there'll
just
be for a martial law?
well, who's going to enforce it?
Right.
When the National Guard starts to get shot up making their way into town and stuff like that. That's why we have thousands and thousands and thousands of rounds of ammo
Right.
here. At least we'll die with our boots on with guts around here. So Um, and you know what? We'll be chucking you a 9 millimeter or a 38, Marshall, and say, join the, we're at the Alamo, brother, fire away. Um, number 3 would be a fire event. Okay. Earthquake, neighborhood implosion, and then number 3 would be the fire event. Okay. Because we got a lot of punks and gangbangers here that are just barely held behind the blue line right now, okay? Good morning, Beryl. Missy Jenn's doing okay. She's doing pretty good. I'm checking in on her once in a while. The 94 earthquake trashed Eureka. That's right. We're going to definitely take him to the range and get him proficient on be able to properly handle a firearm. Yeah, we keep the ammo. And I'm sure he can become proficient with it's not that big deal. A 9 millimeter doesn't have any real kick to it at all. So
I think prepping is a important thing, and for everybody, whether you're a nomad or not a nomad.
there you go, Sandy.
And I listen a lot to Alex Jones. I was a big fan before they took him on YouTube.
All right, Marshall. You can return our hospitality by in helping us prepare our prepper lists and stuff. We don't have a first aid kit here. Okay?
But
What we do have is a hell of a lot of beer and liquor on this property.
right,
All right? I figure worst comes to worst, I can always pop a fifth and just sit back and who was the one that said, Mr. X, watch the world. What do you say?
crumble around you.
Watch the world crumble around me. Right?
One thing that was freaky.
Right, Mr. X?
One thing that was freaky before coming to Santa Rosa, you're in an area where there's a lot of
We have a lot of we have tons of freeze dried. We have Pilgrim, whatever the hell. We have 5 gallon buckets full of dehydrated.
I got a question
stuff.
about earthquake and fires, right?
Yeah, that's all we need. I agree.
you-
Let me see who said that. I got one friend out here. Was that Missy? Let me see. Was that Missy? Thank you. There we go. See, I got Missy in my corner. She knows what I got all I need. They're smooth out there.
Okay.
I'm going to adopt a smooth mentality. I'm going to get this Woodford Reserve bourbon that Tara made me spend $50 a bottle for that shit. And I'm going to just pull up a seat, a camp chair, and another footstool to put my feet up on. I'm going to have my ammunition box next to me with 5,000 rounds of 9 millimeter. And I'm just going to sit out there and pop my fifth. And I'm going out with a bang, man. I'm going out with a bang. It'll be glorious. If they ever write the history, it'll be one of those whole chapters like you would not believe.
Well, like right now, for example, let's just talk.
Marshall will tell me about prepping, but he won't help me develop a list.
I'm actually much more of a prepper than you are. I'll tell you why. Because I've consolidated my whole life inside of a van.
And we have lots of MREs, bro.
And I'm ready to leave with a snap of a finger. I can leave in 30 seconds. The question is, when the shit hits the fan, when it really hits the fan, let's talk serious here. How long is it going to take for you to leave?
Realistically, about 2 hours.
You see that? And that's the difference. Because you haven't consolidated your life in a van. Your whole life is here. And you're always worrying about yourself. You're always going to wonder, well, what am I going to fit in a little rascal? How many radios are you going to take?
I don't know. You'd be surprised
how much food are you going to take
2 years ago.
Say if you had to get a little rascal right now and hit the road and get the hell out of here.
There you go, Monique.
See, Rosie doesn't realize this. When the shit hits the fan, all she's going to have is a little rascal on whatever gas she's got in there to get the hell out of here. She's not going to be able to fit all these radios in there.
I love my Monique. Huh? Well, Marshall, my number one, if I just have to leave here with Missy Jenn and 16 cases of ammunition, I will do that. Okay? And some water and some food. I'll do that. It's people first, then things.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay?
look at the
This is not
hurricane.
going to change my life if I lose this stuff. Yes, you know, the world is losing a treasure of one of the greatest private
How is she gonna
vintage
fit this in the
stereo
van? Look
collections
at
in
all this
in
stuff.
the California here. Yep.
She can fit these radios in the van
But I
underneath the
can't fit
bed.
Jen in, so what am I going to do? I'm
Yeah.
going to put
So,
Jen in.
bottom line is that hey,
Can you even see the chat here?
I'm not reading the chat. No, I don't care
Well,
what
you
the.
better, because I'm stepping out for a couple minutes. So.
I'm saying the reality of things.
Okay, I'm going to give you pencil and paper tomorrow,
Hmm.
and you develop a plan for us for our prepping. What do I need to buy?
So you want me to be your executive advisor?
Yes,
Is
you
that what
be
you're
my
saying?
executive
Of the
advisor.
Rancho.
You get together with McFly here, and you be my
Because
executive.
he's the expert in.
He's an expert. That's right. Yep.
Well, we need McFly. You need to be our consultant here.
McFly's an expert.
The shit's about to hit the fan here.
It is about to hit the fan.
There could be a fire that could take out this whole place. So
It's about to hit the fan in the next couple days, Mark.
that's right. This shit is gonna hit the fan. And I'm just saying, God forbid. But you know something? We don't know what's gonna happen. I saw what happened when that fire came here last time. It leveled part of this city.
You probably never even saw my Santa Rosa fire video, Mark.
I saw it. I saw it. And my first inclination is this right now. I'm thinking this. I should just probably be getting out of Dodge out of here. Because the shit is about to hit the fan here. Literally. And a Santa Rosa fire last time that hit over here ain't no joke. This ain't no campfire, folks. And if this is gonna hit and if it's gonna be bad, you gotta figure a way to survive through it or get the hell out. That's the bottom line. When you're talking about a city cutting off the grid to the population, let me tell Rosie O'Kelly something. They're gonna cut the freaking grid off to this city. You know what's gonna happen when they do that? You're cutting the grid off to Santa Rosa for 72 hours or more.
I don't usually eat junk food.
What do you think is going to happen? They're going to cut the grid off over here. Realize what they're saying? They're going to cut the grid off.
Yeah, the
That
biggest.
means there's no food in the stores. That
Don't
means
worry
the stores
about the food. Worry about the gangbangers that live around here.
Exactly.
Don't worry about the food. Do you know where we live?
Yeah, we're living.
Have you looked around to see what's around here?
Exactly. Yeah.
Have you seen the density of gangbangers here?
Exactly. So now
We're going to slap a 9mm in your hand and say, do the best you can, brother.
So.
I mean, I'm not worried about food, man. The last thing I'm going to worry about is feeding myself. When the grid goes down here, you're going to see these. You're going to see these streets come alive with thugs. Okay?
Right. When the shit hits the fan here, before the shit hits the fan, in my opinion, you've got to get out instead of being in the shit.
You think I'm abandoning this place?
Well, it's your life or it's this place.
Come back and just burn to the ground? I'm going out with my boots on, brother.
Yeah. As a prepper, you always get out.
And you know what? Missy Jenn will be right there on the bastions too, firing away right to the
Look what
last.
happened in Katrina.
And let me tell you how tough she is, man.
No, things are replaceable, but your life isn't.
What are you joking?
Remember what the governor of Florida said? And just like anybody says, things are these. This can be replaced,
That's
but your
honest to
life can't
God,
be
guys.
replaced.
The biggest threat that we faced here.
There's the fire.
No. When the grid goes down, the encroachment of punks. That's the biggest threat that
Looting.
we have. Looting and unrest.
Look what happened in Baltimore.
Yeah.
When the mayor said stand down. That same thing can happen right here.
If he drives away and leaves us here, I will track him down to the ends of the earth. All right.
I know one thing.
I'm eating my prepper food.
If the shit hits the fan here, you need to get out as fast as you can. You need to get the hell out.
I'm going anywhere.
Because things are just things. This all can be replaced.
I'll unpack my 9mm right now. My Beretta. Bully's got it. Did you see what he wrote? The biggest problem will be people. That's right.
Yep. And you got to get away from people.
CBT. You're eating your supplies.
You got to get out.
I'm trying to tell Marshall that when the grid goes down, we'll be unpackaging our weaponry here, okay? Missy Jenn often walks around with a 9mm holster on the property, so ration those chips. He better not leave us to the wolves. It'll be the last video I upload.
When this grid goes down, your internet is done.
Yeah.
Your hangouts are done, your video editing are done. Now it's time to get real. It's the nitty gritty right now. You got to get real, and I know what it's like when the grid goes down.
You best run to the store tonight then.
You know, shit goes on. And
instead of Denny's for a burger, you know, I'm not going to be like Mr. X and watch the world crumble around me from my nice super recliner 3-piece sofa ensemble in Chicago there.
Well, if they're talking about shutting the power off, this could be an orchestrated event by the government, because I feel that something bad is going to happen in this world. I have a very bad, eerie feeling this year. Things are going down. Things are going down.
CBT said, Elvis, will you stay and help Rosie?
I'll stay and help her get out as fast as she can. Rosie can talk about prepping all she wants, but she hasn't made any videos on prepping. You can make videos about these radio repairs all you want. I want to see prepping videos. I want to know what she's
I'm going to interview you tomorrow for prepping.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now I don't think you should show people what you have.
No, but you can tell us the basics of prepping.
I'm not an expert in prepping. I'm just saying I've heard about it a lot. I've listened to a lot about it.
You can burn a Dorito as a candle.
I never said I was an expert in prepping, but
I'm gonna try that right now. Let me get the. Hold on a minute. Hold on. I gotta test this theory. I don't think I have one here. I thought I had my.
Everybody needs to be prepared. But everybody needs to.
Oh, help us, man. You know. All right. That'll work. I like that, McFly, huh? That's good executive thinking.
But when I look at the shiny,
that's absolutely right, Patsy Cline. If we left this property 100% in this location, in this neighborhood, they would be coming over the fence like something out of Night of the Living Dead. All directions on here. Okay? That's guaranteed. Now you'll still have a police presence, okay? Because there's no reason for them to retreat from the streets.
Well,
I honestly don't think, I don't even know if you knew that what you're coming into here in this city. So, you know, we've never had the grid go down for 4 days, 3 or 4 days. So we'll see. Uh, but I guarantee you, I'm not running anywhere. Now's the time to be an alpha. That's right.
well, you're
Welcome to
talking.
Santa Rosa, man.
You're
You're in the
talking.
worst neighborhood of
If the
Santa Rosa
grid
right
goes
now.
down, that means you have no fuel for your vehicle, no fuel for your generator.
Right now,
the stores are
Marshall,
going to be closed. There's no.
Marshall, there's not a gallon of gasoline to be had anywhere in the city right now. They've been lined up all afternoon and tonight filling up.
Filling up, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
And then you've got no food, no fuel, no communications. Rosie's not going to have to worry about editing and making videos on YouTube. She's going to have to worry to hunker down. And I know how bad these fires are. I saw the videos and what's going on and how the city got burned. And I'm not an expert in prepping, I'm not an expert in fires, but I got common sense, and my common sense tells me to get out. That's the first thing. Get out. And move the location. See, I'm not, see, that's the thing. And Rosie, her idea is she's going to stay here and live through it. She's going to stay here and probably put her life on the line to protect this property and these radios and all this shit.
You think I'm letting these punks all up and down here and in the back? There's a zillion punks here, Marshall. Over here, okay?
Right.
There's at least 50 legitimate gang members in this apartment complex. At least 50 legitimate gang members there.
Right.
With the Serranos here, okay? Over here on this side, this back, there's at least 50 back there, okay?
Right.
You know when the lights go down, I don't have to say anything else. I guess we kind of counted on you to be here and to
if you had a trailer,
tow the firearm.
If you had a little trailer, you could put your most expensive and important items in there, hook it up, and get the hell out when the shit is the fan. But
you'll be waving to Missy, Jenn, and I. The last thing you'll see is us standing at the fence line. That'll be it. So, but the good news is there'll be double patrols of police, so there probably won't be a lot of crap coming down. But if it's going to come down, this will be the area it comes down.
The police are going to protect the rich. They're not going to protect you.
He's making money by being acting a fool for booze. How long we pretend to comfort and educate? It's not. I'm not monetized, Yosemite. It doesn't make me a dime. So let's get it straight, honey. I like you, but you're confused about. This channel's not been monetized since April. I could apply anytime I want.
What happened last time?
But I don't want to gut all of my history out.
What happened last time when they had the Santa Rosa fire?
We never lost power here.
You never lost power here, no. But what did the police do?
They were banging on doors, saving lives, telling people get out.
What about looting?
Didn't have much in the way of looting. Only people creeping into the fire, after the fire, going in and trying to salvage, steal shit. Yeah, whatever was left.
Was there anything, not much left probably?
No, everything was just gone. It was totally decimated. It was like a nuclear bomb had gone on. Everything was in small pieces. I'll show you what we rescued. I'll show you what I picked up from the fire. You're looking at real history here, man. Oh. That's my glass.
Well, I knew how devastating it was. I remember the videos. So.
I got this. This was a piece of a guardrail that melted. Okay, guardrail right there.
Melted from the heat. Wow.
Scissors from Journey's End Mobile Home Park. Some poor person, must have been a heck of a seamstress or something like that. You can still smell the fire on it. Each of the significant burn areas we collected something from. There's a guardrail that melted part of it. Okay, that's how intense the heat was. Somebody's fabric shears from Journey's End Mobile Home Park. And a door latch from the Great America Hotel up by the Kmart there. A brass strike plate there. Our little souvenirs. And you can still
smell the burn.
You can still smell the burn today, almost 2 years later. Horrible memories of that. Okay.
Well, I guess Rosie's ready to face it. She's already been through it. She knows what it's like.
Like I say, if you think I'm leaving this property, it ain't ever gonna happen. I'd rather die with my boots on here than not be here and come home to everything spray painted and punks in here and everything. Yeah, it's really sad, McFly. Yeah, I'm gonna check the news right now. Let me get the phone.
Yeah.
Breaking news.
Breaking
right now.
news.
We might be rolling out tonight, Mark.
Rosie's not going anywhere. That's it. She's.
I'm not rolling anywhere.
Yeah. Is there any news alerts on your phone?
We're gonna check it right now.
Is there any ones out here?
No. Not yet. Not till 5 a.m. tomorrow. Let's see what the breaking news is. Oh man. Last I saw was catastrophic fire danger. Let's see. All right, let's see. This thing might. Sometimes they're over. Sometimes they're overly cautious. Let's see. PG&E. Pacific Gas and Electric Power shutdown. Any news? Let's see. 4 hours ago. Let's see. CNN News. PG&E will begin cutting power at midnight. 800,000 customers will be affected. We'll cut power for days. Okay, so let's go to the Weather Channel now. I got some beer in there, Marshall.
Oh, you did. I was just gonna get up.
Let's see. Weather Channel is always pretty sane. The winds are only 3 miles an hour right now. Let's see, the forecast daily. I don't know, Wednesday. I don't know. I don't see much in the way that I'm just not going to panic about crap. You know, it's not my nature to. One thing I've never been is a punk to just run from stuff. So let's see about PG&E. Fire threat. I don't know. All I see, it's PG&E confirms it will shut off power to 250,000 Bay Area residents. I don't really see any other new news. Am I missing something? Am I missing something? I think he's just heating up his coffee there, Bob. So, uh, let's see. I'm more worried about what's going on Wall Street these days, to tell you the truth.
Well, right now, what I'm doing to prepare is eat Rosie's leftover pizza here so it doesn't go bad. I got 2 slices of it. So I'm going to eat it before the power goes out. I might eat the rest of the stuff in this fridge here before the power goes out so it doesn't go bad. That's what I'm going to work on for prepping. I'm going to be like a bear in hibernation, and then so the food doesn't go bad.
That's funny.
And then I'll be out of here ready.
Now that is funny.
That's what I'm going to do. Because this stuff is going to go bad here. Power's about to go out here at the rancho, guys. So
Marshall's doing his best to.
I'm going to do my best to see what's salvageable in Rosie's fridge, and then because the power's about to go out. She's going to go off grid now. That's why you need the generator out of the Lisa Marie, so you can put it out here and run it as a backup.
I know, but we got 2 generators. I got my power May 2000.
Right.
Yeah, so we have almost 6,000 watts of power, right?
And I got 3,600.
Yeah, so 5,600.
So I'm gonna polish the saucer. I'm gonna see what else. All she's got in there is some freaking yogurt
I'm not. We're
and
not.
ramen noodles. She doesn't have anything good in there to polish.
We're not
off.
big eaters, Marshall. I told you. Yeah, you'll never have a good time grazing in our refrigerator there, Marshall. I'm just saying, shredded carrots and lettuce and corn, all kinds of things. Corn on the cob.
Oh, this is nice. Look what she's got. This is probably Missy Jenn. There's some turkey franks right here. I can polish off.
That's actually for Georgie.
Oh, they are? Turkey franks.
Yeah.
I might have to polish these off before Georgie polishes them off, but we might be able to run out of food here, man.
He's actually doing a prepping inventory right now. Yeah, I think it will be. Oh, thank you, Lady Hawk. We'll be fine.
I'm gonna have to leave some of those.
Hey,
for Georgie.
don't. Yeah, we don't. Thank you.
I'm gonna have to leave them for Georgie. I don't want to eat all Georgie's
You're
food.
sweet.
That's
You can have a
Georgie's
couple
dogs.
of them if you want. They're not much. Let's see. You can always sell Elvis into slavery. He's got a good strong back on him. So send him on a beer run and lock the gate. That's funny, Colleen. Go and turn the lights off. Scare the crap. Yeah, we usually feed Georgie once a day a little treat of turkey dogs. I was wondering how long it would be till Marshall started doing a prepping inventory in the food supply. How's our supply, Marshall?
Well,
Better not wake Missy Jenn up, or there'll really be hell to pay, man. To lock your food up, huh? You're kind of disappointed with the grub in there, aren't you?
There's nothing
What happened to your pizza?
There's nothing to eat in the rancho. All you got is
Where's your pizza?
ramen noodle soups, beer, and 7-Up. Rosie 7-Up. There ain't shit to eat in there. There's more stuff in the pantry. There's some.
What happened?
Canned tuna that I could eat.
What happened to the pizza that you?
Yeah, I'm trying to chew it up.
Oh man, yeah. Missy Jenn counts those hot dogs. I'm just saying, Jeez. Help yourself, Marshall. I knew he was going to finally crack that fridge one day and say, "What do you guys live on around here? There's nothing to eat in this house, you know." Oh, Lord. Hmm?
This is all Rosie has. You can get this from a food pantry. Look, this is the junk that she's got in here. She ain't got no goddamn Stouffer's frozen meals or nothing. She's got this shit right here. That's all she's got.
A girl's got to keep her figure, you know. So I don't know. Oh man, I need another beer. I'll be right back, guys. Oh man, I will be right back. What are you looking to eat? Look at all this. I can't. Look at all this pot I got. Bag, pot. Yeah, this is the shit. Yeah, it's really good stuff right here. Want some nuts? Mixed nuts here. You want some mixed nuts? How many food? Oh, that's right. You can't eat. Okay. I keep forgetting that you cheat. You don't enjoy the pizza, it's gonna go bad. So. Yeah, we don't keep a lot of food. We don't have a lot of stuff to eat. You know, I like corn. You know, corn on the cob. You know, all that kind of stuff. So we got the cheese here that you bought. Yep. You like sauerkraut? Very good. Got some bagels, but you can't eat cinnamon raisin bagels. So you can't chew them. So, you got eggs. You don't eat eggs? Yeah. Just, yeah, you can have a pizza because I only had 2 pieces tonight. I got pissed off at you at Berkeley. I stopped and you had a pizza, but I only had 2 pieces of it. All right. Oh, man. Let's see. The first looter of 2000. Marshall, you're the first looter of the blackout.
Yeah. Okay, well,
You could starve around here, right?
listen, by the time the fucking looters get here,
They'll starve to death.
ain't gonna be shit here but Rosie's canned tomato sauce and pasta. Ain't gonna be jack shit to eat her.
Oh man, that's funny. Yeah. Joshy Bingham, I love you. Huh?
No. There's some, there's some Swanson's Hungry Man turkey dinners. Those are my favorite.
Don't touch them.
Those are Jenn's. I can't touch them.
That's Jenn's, yeah. That's Jenn's.
Well, I'll go for some.
What?
Hey, we're gonna fucking starve to death in this fucking place. Jack shit. Jack shit to eat her.
There isn't jack shit. That's what I usually just eat salad and something. I don't eat a lot. I usually just drink a lot. I don't eat a lot. So. Oh.
I've never seen somebody besides Tasha in Florida. Rosie's got.
Might be a trans girl thing.
Hey, she wakes up instead of having a fucking coffee, Tasha. She's got 7-Up and vodka in Florida.
Woo!
Rosie's got more fucking beer and hard liquor here than fucking orange juice or fucking milk.
Just about time to break out.
She's literally living on fucking ramen noodles and fucking beer and 7-Up.
We're not renowned for our cooking here on the Rancho, so.
Even the fucking Godfather's got more shit there. At least he's got oatmeal too.
Well, I didn't think you'd be in here grazing on the. Didn't think you'd be in here grazing on everything. Yeah, we drink a lot here. Well, I drink a lot here, so. Yeah, watch your mouth, okay? Thank you, Ardale. Yeah, I'm not monetized, so, you know, I just don't do a lot of, we don't live to eat, we eat to live, that's all. Yeah, he's got the midnight munchies right now. Why don't you eat that cheese you bought?
You gotta understand. For the past fucking 5, 6 days, I've been eating
Soup
applesauce
and soup and
instant mashed
yogurt.
potatoes and soup because I can't chew. So I'm just chewing with my front teeth and swallowing
How much
because I'm
weight
in
do
so
you
much
think
pain.
you lost? You definitely lost
I
weight.
think I lost definitely 20
Yeah, I mean
pounds.
you could definitely.
Oh yeah, I lost a lot of
Yep.
weight. Yeah, I lost a lot of weight. Look at this. I don't have that much of a stomach anymore. Look.
It did go down quite a
Yeah,
bit. Yeah.
I lost a lot of weight.
Actually, it started in Mexico.
Yeah.
You know. He definitely has lost. He's definitely lost weight. I would say probably about 12 pounds or so. No, I mean that thing hung over like a basketball before. Sorry. Yeah, might find a few dog bones around here, like poor Georgie, Oh, I noticed when I first met up with him, he's definitely lost weight. I mean, he hasn't. There's not a lot to eat here. We don't keep a lot of food around here, and he couldn't eat with his mouth. He was very careful about what he ate. No, I'm not. I don't ever use the F word really. Yeah, but compared to the way it used to hang over, he's definitely lost weight. Absolutely, positively. He's been moving, he's been walking. If you're with me, I don't eat that much stuff. So a couple street tacos, I have a donut for breakfast and that's it till dinner time. So I don't usually do lunch. And then he criticized my breakfast. Oh, you have to eat breakfast. Well, he bought a lot of food. He had a lot of food. I guess it's mainly gone. I don't know. I'm not sure. Uh, let's see. Yeah, he bought food. He's just doing a midnight grazing here. What is he doing in there? What are you complaining about now? Is the pizza okay now? I actually hated that pizza. That pizza sucked.
Not that good.
It was in North Beach.
Yeah. What's up?
It sucked. Yeah, it sucked. All right. Take over and tell them about the food again. Tell them no breakfast here, no nothing.
Tell them that
You better close your van doors. There's a skunk running around out there.
oh, really?
skunk in the van. Good Lord. Well, it's the time. It's the time of night that skunks come out and stuff. So
yeah.
you better not leave your van open.
That's what I should.
Oh man.
Are you still on the air?
Yeah, I'm still live. Yeah, I'm just checking the PG&E updates. Good thing I told you. You definitely have a skunk in your van. Let's see. Oh, Link Knight commented. Damn, I missed D in Dallas. Do you have a security? Yeah, we have a. I don't want to talk too much about it, but in the month of recently, it was upgraded here. Get home out of your kitchen. What does that mean? Get home out of your kitchen. No, D would be right there. The Detroit Crusher, man. The Detroit Crusher. He would welcome the chance to be that. What do you think about the Detroit?
And for the record, oh yeah.
What do you think about the Detroit Crusher?
I'm having one of Georgie's turkey hot dogs. They're good. They're Oscar Mayer. Man, this Georgie's eating better than me. Look at this son of a gun. Look at this. Turkey hot dog. Look at that. Look at that big old turkey hot dog. I'm eating
You're
Georgie.
lucky I told you about your van doors being open.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you start taking the skunk with you, man. Wow. Leave a couple hot dogs for George, please. Let's see. Any new advisories? I don't really know how to check for new advisories.
What are they saying on the advisories? What are they saying?
I don't know. I don't know how to check them. Like I said, we're not prepared. I don't think this thing will be anything.
Absolutely. I'm eating this hot dog with my front teeth and swallowing, but it's soft. So nothing was done to my front teeth, so I can eat with it like a rabbit and swallow it.
I'm trying to find a site so you can put it on your phone. That way the alert system will go off if something happens and you need to move.
Oh. So as long as I choose with my front teeth here and swallow it, I'm fine. I don't use my side. Hot dog is fine.
You sign up for SOCO Alert, SOCO Alert.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes our phone will go off suddenly and there'll be something coming like a earthquake
Well,
earthquake warning or something like that will come through, like the fault line
uh,
is detected, increased activity tonight. Like I say, you're in the most dangerous city in America, geologically and fire wise. Let's see. Oh, I wish I was an Oscar Mayer wiener. Those are Foster Farm wieners, huh?
they're actually pretty good. They're not.
Yeah,
They're
they
Oscar
are
Mayer
good. They are
turkey
good.
hot dogs are really good.
I don't have a scale here. I can tell by looking at him when he stands sideways that he is absolutely, positively, 100%. There's nothing for him to eat. I mean, he can't eat. He has to eat yogurt and soft things. How long does that last? A week or what?
I don't know. It could last longer, but I'm just in pain. Like I can't. I'd be in excruciating pain. If I had to eat anything that I had to chew my side, there's no way I could do it. I'd be
What's
in it.
up, Melton? I don't know. I couldn't even eat the pizza I brought. That night in Berkeley when I was really pissed off. I was gonna go to Nations and get a burger, and I just saw the Tony's North Beach Pizza, and I just pulled in there, and it was lousy. I had two pieces of it, and I left. But I took it with me for Missy, Jenn, and
Have you ever had a wisdom tooth removed? It seems like
I
you have.
told you I had upper and lower on one side
Do you
removed
remember
because
how
I had
excruciating that
Crowdy.
is? It's very painful
Well, I
recovery.
didn't have yours was cut out. Mine was extract. Mine
Uh-uh.
is erupted.
No,
I
no,
wasn't.
mine's were under the. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's much more
so I know
severe.
it's painful. I know. Uh, could you chew the pizza or?
I'll be with my
No,
front
I mean
teeth. There's no way out of a
you
side I
just
can't.
ate two pieces of pizza. Were you
But I
able to?
chewed them with my front teeth. There's
Okay.
no way I'd be able to put it on my side. I'd be
All
in
right.
excruciating pain.
Well, I had mine removed when I was about 40, Melton,
An impacted wisdom tooth was
because they
mine
were
was.
pushing. They created this hillbilly gap I have right here. So before they got worse, they said you got to pull your wisdom teeth on one side. So I had an upper lower pulled on this side. Uh, he said he chewed it on the front there, Tooth Fairy. So
My wisdom tooth was growing sideways and it was completely under the gum and bone. They had to cut the gum and bone and get the tooth out in three pieces.
it's weird how
Yeah, so it was.
wisdom teeth grow sometimes. So
It's much more severe
yeah, you got to be
surgery.
careful leaving your van open because of local critters around here. Possums are mean as hell. Uh, wow, you said even Drury has more food to eat, huh?
Yeah, I hate. Have you ever had an encounter with a possum, Rosie?
Yeah, they're terrible. They're mean. Yeah, and one in the garage at the other house. It was curled up on the cat's blanket, and it was like mean.
They usually get scared of you, right?
They were. That thing was unbelievable, man. This thing tried to hold its ground. What time is it? Let's see. Got to watch out for Sasquatch as well. Yeah. Yeah, we have western diamondback rattlesnakes, all that in the wood piles out here. So when Marshall cuts up this log, he has to be very careful stacking that wood back there. So, uh, yeah, we have. He found a trans. Okay, no problem at all. I'm not monetized at all, and I'm not going to be applying for remonetization anytime soon. It's not worth it to me. So
So what do they say on the alerts to the weather?
I can't find any alert. I don't see anything.
It's got to be some. It said 5 a.m. when it's the wind advisory is going to start.
His phone is already slowing down.
You mean you're losing your signal?
It says North Bay interior warnings, red flag warning, National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. Red flag warning remains in effect from Friday, from 5 a.m. Wednesday to 5 p.m. Thursday for gusty offshore winds and extreme low humidity. Winds to northeast winds of 10 to 20 miles per hour with gusts up to 40 miles an hour. Daytime maximum relative humidity in the teens and single digits by Thursday. That means your wood will be cracking in your van. Very poor overnight humidity recoveries. Highest threats on the eastern side of the valleys. The time period of greatest concern is Wednesday night. Impacts. Any fires that develops will likely catastrophically spread rapidly. So we know that. That's the only thing I can see. I don't see anything else on here. That was it.
Well, I don't know how many hours this watch is. Is it for 48 or?
Could be up to 72 hours. So, other than that. Yeah, raccoons too. I'm saying you can't leave your doors open. So you guys stand around, get your phone out, look for it being bossy. Well, I think he's already found there's not much worth grazing in the refrigerator.
I've already looked at the weather on the phone. That's all they're saying is the same stuff.
Yeah, I haven't found anything. I'm just seeing if I got to check my bank account. Let me see. I got bills to pay. I don't know. My phone service suddenly went bad.
It ain't working?
No, it's all of a sudden the cell phone service got flaky.
Well,
I don't know.
I guess.
Yep, CBT said rattlesnakes, gangs, and earthquakes. Welcome to California. And you've landed one of the most ghetto cities in.
This is nothing compared to Oakland. This is cotton candy.
Cotton candy.
This is nothing. Oakland is bad. When I saw LA is bad, this is nothing.
Well, guys, I think I'm going to. I've been up since really early. I think I'm going to hit it and go to bed. Thank you for a fun chat, for keeping it. You know, I do like to have a free speech area. I don't like it when people are blocked off because I think if people have their say, they feel better. But it's like a dam. If you try to stop it, it just rises and moves around it. So, you know, but it was a fun chat today. Thank you for Missy, Jenn, for all your thoughts and concerns about her. I'll get her on the morning chooch tomorrow. I will be putting up a video of our day in San Francisco tomorrow. Go to the Facebook page. Okay, thank you, Laura, and thank you. We'll be playing it by ear here. I think I will see the new Joker movie, Robert Wilbur. So I want to thank you guys for any final words or anything.
Yeah, final words. Just pray for us. Pray for Missy Jenn's recovery here. Pray for our safety and security here.
Sandy.
And the city and people of Santa Rosa and this area that's under this fire threat. And hopefully it's not going to be bad. That's all I've got to say.
Marshall's official sign language. he's like the mayor of Santa Rosa. All right, guys. Thanks so much for watching. See you tomorrow. Mwah. Woo.